Edmonton Sports Talk. My God, I love this.
My name's Jay Milne. #Blue.
Our sports update deliverer. The Coon.
I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up today.
You know what, Reid? You might be honest.
All right, here's what's going on in the nest.
Well, the Edmonton Oilers with a chance to advance tonight as they take on the Los Angeles Kings at Rogers Place. We continue our day-long pregame coverage here on the Reid Wilkins Show with Jason Milne. Extended show. We're going to be with you until 6:30, and then at 6:30, Tom Gazola and Hernan Salas take over. All you leading you up until 8 o'clock, and then that 8:20 puck drop, the good old 8:20 puck drop tonight at Rogers Place, as the Oilers will try to finish off the Kings with a fourth consecutive victory and avoid going back to LA for Game 7. A lot to dive into in this game tonight. Of course, several Oilers players have started to excel after a slow start to the series. The Kings, of course, don't use all their players. That continues to be a talking point. We're going to have Chris Joseph jump on the show, former Oilers defenseman, who also is part of Hockey Helps the Homeless, which is we're all day tomorrow. Edmonton Sports Talk is all day tomorrow at the Booster Juice Terwilliger Rec Center for Hockey Helps the Homeless. So Chris Joseph is also part of that. So he'll talk Oilers and Kings, and he'll talk about Hockey Helps the Homeless as well. Tom Gazola himself will join us at around 20 after 5. We have audio to get to from Chris Knobblock, Leon Draisaitl, and Calvin Pickard, who, of course, will once again be the Oilers' starting goaltender. And I can proudly say you are listening to Edmonton Sports Talk, presented by Play Alberta. Woo! Yes. Starting today, it's time to turn up the fun with the all-new Play Alberta app, your digital destination for casino, live dealers, lottery, instants, and, of course, sports betting. Now, at about 4:40 this afternoon, Jay, we will debut a very special segment.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Well, you want to tell people
Should
about
we
it?
let the cat out of the
I
bag?
think the cat should jump right out of the bag and start scratching everybody.
You're all going to witness the inaugural Jay's Play of the Day, presented by Play Alberta, which I will give you my pick. Yay! Now, you must understand, this one today is pretty straightforward, but there's going to be some deep dives as well. So I have created an Excel file. I will be following my bets. Up, down, doesn't matter. I'm going to tell you how it is. But I got a play of the day. I think I really like it. I like the value in it. And I'll be honest with you. I'm going to, I've asked for assistance from my host, Reid Wilkins, to direct me and at least give me some thoughts on his, which he will share at 4:40 when we get into the play of the day.
Looking forward to that. And don't forget, a bunch of great stuff going on with Play Alberta. New players can get started with a $100 casino bonus by depositing $20 with the promo code 100casino, 100casino, or a $100 free bet using 100 Sports. So 100 Sports. Play smart, play local, and don't forget to use your game sense. It is Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, presented by Play Alberta. Awesome to have them on board as a partner. Okay, I'm looking forward to the play of the day.
Yeah,
I think I know what it is, but can you really be sure till we dive into it and talk about it?
Well, there is good reason behind it. And to be very honest, Dusty took what I was going to take. Dusty took Hyman scoring a goal, which is extremely good value. It's Dusty's play of the day, which he has on the morning show with Lieutenant Eric. He took Zach Hyman to score a goal. That's plus 203.
Okay.
So some pretty good value there. I wanted that one.
You wanted Zach Hyman to score a goal.
But this was my second choice. And I want to kick it off with a bang.
Okay.
I want to bring the Nasties some fun.
Yeah.
And a little bit of extra in their Play Alberta account. So I'm here for you.
All right. Well, I can tell you're ready to go because you are wearing the Metallica Ride the Lightning t-shirt.
Yes.
Is that your favorite t-shirt?
No.
Okay. Did you purposely wear it today?
Yes.
Because of the Play Alberta and the significance of the Oilers game and all that kind of stuff?
Yes.
You yourself want to ride the Lightning?
Yes. You nailed it. I wanted to look my best for Play Alberta because the eyes of Play Alberta are presently upon us.
And there is no better way to do that than to ride Lightning.
Why not?
So that's pretty good.
Ride with Jay and ride the Lightning.
You can chime in, of course, get in touch with us a few different ways. You can use good old-fashioned email. You can send your emails to reid@edmontonsportstalk.com, or you can email reid@edmontonsportstalk.com. I look forward to getting several limericks over the course of the show. Everybody has been outstanding with those. Really, pretty early in the early days of the show, I started doing limericks. I thought, I'll write some limericks, and now everybody else writes limericks. So I rarely write limericks anymore. By the way, is this the start of month 9?
Yeah,
because September 3rd we started. Yeah, so we did September, October. Yeah, we were 2/3 of a year into the show. That's pretty cool. That feels really good, and off and running on playoff coverage, which is great. So yeah, you can email us. You can text the afternoon inbox, 780-218-9999. The afternoon inbox is presented by River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the Kitchen Restaurant. All you can eat surf and turf for just $59.99 every Friday. That's from 4 to 10 p.m. And of course, you can chat with us, more importantly, with each other. That's usually how it goes in the chat, the old nasty chat on YouTube. And if you are there as well, look for that little thumbs up button and click it.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb.
So there it is.
Collingwood Rob says, I think there is also a free bet with the code YEG50, and he is correct. Enter your code YEG50 on Play Alberta to receive a $50 free bet when you make a $5 minimum deposit. That's a $50 free bet for new and existing users using code YEG50 when you deposit.
So we got some awesome promotions going on thanks to Play Alberta.
I must say, I've seen this happen with sites like this, and to have it available to new and existing customers,
yes, that's nice,
is really a big, bold move by the people over at Play Alberta to offer it to people that already had an account to celebrate this partnership with EST. That is something you don't see every day.
I want to get to a couple messages here quickly in the nasty chat because a couple caught my eye, and I mean that literally.
Which one?
Because the left one doesn't work very well, though I have not using the patch today, but it's very blurry out of the left eye. Oilers fan 937 says, boys, can we talk about the NHL's broken officiating standard? I'm tired of only 20 to 30% of the penalties being called once the playoffs start. Yes, we can talk about that today. Not only can we will. Chris Knobblock was asked about it today and obviously carefully answered it. And I'll just tease this. In the LA series, in the series against LA, the Oilers have had the puck a lot, which they did during the regular season quite a bit too against a lot of teams. They had the puck a lot. Usually if you have the puck, you're not going to commit a penalty. So that means the other team is more likely to commit penalties. But in this series, the Kings have had a wide advantage in the number of power plays. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean there's bad officiating. I mean, I think in Game 5, I thought the penalties that were called were penalties. There were definitely a couple other violations that probably should have been enforced. But we will talk about that, Oilers fan 937. But we're going to do it with some numbers and with some comments. We're not just going to come on and complain about it, though it sort of is a complaint that a lot of people have as well. Jarrett says, have you guys ever thought of doing a call-in segment? I would say unlikely that'll happen.
We talked about it early on in the infancy of this show. Some would suggest we may still be in the infancy of this show, but in the early infancy, we did talk about it, and it was I mean, you did that. You've been there. You've done that, and it didn't, in your opinion, add all that much value, considering we have an ongoing chat available.
It's so easy for people to reach us.
And the River Cree inbox,
Right.
780-218-9999, and our email.
Right. And again, I say this all the time with the Nasty Chat, and I mean it, chat with each other, because sometimes somebody will ask a question, and
It gets
you and I
answered,
might
yeah.
not see it, but it just who's playing tonight? What happened on this play? And it gets answered.
Here's
So-
another one that came in, Reid, on the Nasty Chat. Speaking of the Nasty Chat, new to hockey, this is from Cool Cook. New to hockey and having problem understanding why Draisaitl keeps getting kicked out of the puck drop. Is there a rule, and what is it? Well, it's not really a rule. The linesman's there to drop the puck. However, the NHL has been, I guess, telling their linesmen or advising them to really be sure that there's no early or cheating or people, moving into the dot early, hesitation. I don't know. It's leading to a lot of frustration, though.
Yes.
And it seems like Draisaitl gets kicked out almost every.
It's been happening to him all year.
Every face-off.
But it's been happening around the league that there was a lot of players being kicked out, and we've seen it in other playoff series as well. So, to that person, I wouldn't say Draisaitl is any worse an offender than some other people around the league. But yeah, it's pretty noticeable and pretty frustrating. Okay, we got a really fun off-topic topic coming up for you that I think is going to have you entering our chat and email and text and all that kind of stuff. But it is an Oilers game day. Dare I say it?
Sure.
Could be the last Oilers game day on a weekday. I said that Friday. Didn't turn out to be true, but it's possible. It is possible this is the last Oilers game day on a weekday.
I appreciate that you said that because you said it before.
Yes.
You said it last Friday, and it rubbed me the wrong way. I don't think a lot of listeners heard it, because we tell our listeners that we're the glass half full show here. So it wasn't really up to the standards of the show, but I understand why you have to say it. So I'm also happy.
I don't have to say it. I'm just being cheeky.
Now we're talking superstitions, and I'm all for it.
Okay, good
Sure.
stuff. So the mystery athlete of the game is presented by Hudson's Canada's Pub. You're invited down for the Oilers game tonight. You can also join them Fridays and Saturdays from 9 p.m. for the late night happy hour specials. Food starting at $4, drinks from $3.75. Book your reservation now at hudsonscanadaspub.com. The winner of today's contest will get a $25 gift card to Hudson's Canada's Pub. Now, we only accept guesses made on the River Cree Resort and Casino afternoon inbox. Texting 780-218-9999. Don't email it. Don't put it in the Nasty Chat. Especially don't put it in the Nasty Chat because you could help somebody else win if you've already figured out the answer. Now, here's the thing, and Jay keeps an eye on this, and it's really easy to monitor. Maximum 3 guesses per person, okay? Maximum 3 guesses per person. That's it. So you can't just spam in 45 names and hope that one of them is right. Okay?
Good thing that we established that it was my role to keep an eye on that as opposed to yours, because currently that could present a situation.
Yes, very much so a situation.
Yes.
I may actually have to go put a patch on my eye because this is very, it's very distracting. It's still distracting with the patch on my eye, but
it's a lose-lose situation right now, unfortunately.
Unfortunately it is, but I will get better. All right, so the first of 5 clues, if we need all 5, is Bears. Pretty simple. The first of 5 clues is Bears for the Hudson's Canada's Pub mystery athlete of the game.
Mike, the Michigan fan, says free bet has been used 22-1 for the Michigan Wolverines to win the national championship. I like that.
Oh, why not?
Why not? It's $100. You have to use it on one bet.
Oh, really?
So a future is maybe not the worst idea.
Oh, okay. I haven't used that yet. So, okay. All right. So the first clue is Bears. There we go. And we'll keep giving clues throughout the course of the show. So, it's there's a lot of spirit for the Edmonton Oilers around the city, around oil country. And my buddy Slav Kornick, former colleague out in Lloydminster, good guy,
yes.
now working for Global Television, asked Chris Knobblock today, the question about the fan support and the vibe in the city.
I love it. Just you asked me that question, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about what's going on around town and the atmosphere around the rink, and even my drive to the rink and seeing all the Oilers signage up, whether it's on cars or on businesses or houses. And went for a walk our last game before Game 4, and I saw several schools out in a path going on a nature walk, whatever, and I saw a bunch of students wearing and teachers wearing Oiler jerseys, and saw a bus driver wearing an Oiler jersey. It's just seeing the excitement around the city is tremendous. And then it just ramps up when you get into the building before the games. And I definitely appreciate it. I know the players have appreciated it. It's exciting. I think of all the highlights of our run last year, and everything that comes to my mind is just how much of the fans were involved. So we hope that we can have as many games as possible, because I certainly banking a lot of good memories from just that fan experience.
Okay, so here's what Jay and I want to know. What is the game day policy at your workplace for wearing Oilers attire? Is it encouraged? Is it organized? Or do you work at a job where, sorry, you can't wear your Oilers jersey? Like, I'm thinking if you're a lawyer and you have to be in court that day, you certainly can't wear your Oilers jersey, can you? Could you wear an Oilers pin? But maybe if you're
pin.
But if you're in the office all day, or do you tell the office staff that we're just in the building, like, wear your Oilers stuff? Maybe you have a retail job. Does the boss say, hey, during the playoffs, let's all wear Oilers stuff, so when people walk in, they know we're behind the team and it's something to get excited about, and they're excited about us and supporting the Oilers. Maybe they spend a few extra dollars here in our store. I'm just curious. Is it something formal? Is it something that is encouraged, or is it something where hold the phone? We can't wear hockey stuff at work. That doesn't look like a professional environment. I think I've probably told this story before. Back in 2017, when the Oilers were in the playoffs, I have a cousin who's 10 years older than me. She's a teacher, not a big sports fan, but she's aware of what's going on in the sports world. And she got pulled into the playoffs the year they played San Jose and Anaheim. And she was like a few games into the first round, she realized she was the only person on staff that didn't have an Oilers t-shirt or jersey or something. And she phoned me and said, Reid, where do I get one of these orange Oilers t-shirts that everybody seems to be wearing? So, in her workplace, it wasn't formally organized, but she sort of realized, like, oh, heck, I'm the outlier here. I better get on board. So maybe it's a story like that. Again, maybe it's your boss says, okay, game days, we wear something. Or maybe, again, it's just the type of environment where you'd love to wear something, but you can't. Or you can wear something when you're behind the scenes, but when you're front-facing, public-facing, you can't. That's what we want to know, the off-topic topic for William Huff. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service, combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best it can be, is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout, 780-454-4536. Our game day attire here at the office.
Well, I was going to say that. The only person that you would notice that dresses different on game days is you.
Home games.
And Tom. But he's usually not here at this time of day. He's usually doing things at the rink. So, yeah, our game day attire is pretty much every day of the year.
Right.
That's our...
You want to wear your Ride the Lightning shirt?
Yeah.
October 8th, do it.
I've often found that it's a pretty, find your own way kind of dress code here.
Oh, for sure.
It's not all that.
Well, Dustin wears sweats. He's the boss.
Yeah. He got fancy sweats, though. He got the fancy sweats that have the cuff on the bottom that are a little tighter. Yeah. Matt wears flip-flops all the time. You a big flip-flop guy? I can't see you wearing flip-flops.
I'll wear sandals occasionally, but not as much as I used to. I could see you, though,
you're more of a Teva sandal guy.
What's that?
The Velcro straps up by the toe, Velcro strap up higher up the foot.
Yes, that's the type of sandal.
That's
But
exactly
I don't
what I
wear
pinned you
sandals
as.
as much anymore as I used to.
Now,
But yeah, I
okay.
would have the Velcro.
But don't tell me you wear socks with sandals.
I do not.
Okay, so you're a
Sandals
Tiva.
are a barefoot shoe. Barefoot footwear.
Exactly. They have to be. I'm more of a sandal or a flip-flop guy, but I'm glad I was accurately able to peg you as a Tiva guy.
Is that what they're called?
Tivas. Yeah.
That's not a brand, though. That's a
Yeah,
style.
it is.
Oh, it is?
It is. I mean, there are other people that make it. I'm pretty
Right.
sure Tiva is a sandals.
No, I don't
Tiva
remember where I
sandals.
got mine.
Yeah, that's Tivas.
Tiva?
No, Teva.
Teva. Okay.
Like that is they should call it Reid Wilkins, not Tiva. Because
Well, I don't wear them enough.
Well, you
No, I
maybe
like
should.
wearing runners with or just casual shoes with but if you wear shorts, you have to wear a low cut sock. That's a rule I have.
Oh, of course.
An
I don't
ankle
know
sock.
about that.
Okay.
The younger kids would disagree.
Well, the younger kids would disagree with a lot of my fashion choices.
That's true. Probably.
I don't
they
have
probably should.
I don't have 15 facial piercings, for example.
Well, the mid calf sock is also acceptable with the right footwear with shorts.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We're figuring that out. The Coob, good job today. Nike hat, Star Wars t-shirt.
Yes.
Didn't break out an LA Kings hat. That's good.
Yeah.
I actually don't have one.
You've done a good job throughout the first round. No Kings attire.
Nope, none yet. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
Maybe after the Oilers commit some regicide.
Okay. Good stuff. 780-218-9999 is the River Crew Resort and Casino inbox. Do not hesitate to give us the thumbs up on YouTube. We want to see how high we can go. The show record is 353 thumbs. We set that on the day of Game 5, 2 days ago. So game days have been good to us. So get in there and click away.
You
Do
have
not be a
possessed
pleasure
Puck a lot,
delay.
so.
Oh, I didn't mean to fire that Knobblock clip. We're going to get... This is what I meant to do.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
All right, we got some comments from Chris Walman. We're going to talk about the refereeing question that one of the Nasties had in the Nasty chat. Chris Joseph is going to join us. Tom Gazola. Oh, we got so much to get to. And it's an extended edition of the Reid Wilkins Show with Jason Milne on Edmonton Sports Talk, presented by Play Alberta.
Calvin Picker gets a start for the Oilers in Game 6 against the Kings. Join Tom Gazola live on location at the Canadian Ice House at 6:30 for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show alongside Hernan Salas, or tune in right here on EST. And 3 other games are on tap. Minnesota hosts Vegas in Game 6. The Golden Knights are up 3-2 in the series, while the Leafs need just one win against the Sens to make it to the second round before the Avs and Stars duke it out. Dallas leading the series 3-2. Hockey Canada has named its first 15 players to play at this month's Men's World Championship in Sweden. Calgary's Mackenzie Weegar, Adam Fantilli of the Blue Jackets, and Noah Dobson of the Islanders are just a few players making the squad. And 2 games dot the NBA slate. Clippers and Nuggets tip off. LA with their backs up against the wall in Game 6, while the Knicks can get past the Pistons up 3-2 in the series. And baseball sees tons of action. Toronto and Boston battle just after 5. Jose Berrios takes the mound for the Jays. This sports update is brought to you by Advantage Sports Medicine and Physiotherapy. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists, and you've got a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game at Advantage Sports Medicine. Call them at 780-460-9977 or visit their website at AdvantageSportMed.com. The Reid Wilkins Show rolls on once we get back from break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
2 guys and a goalie.
Saw this going around on social media platforms, like 100 men versus 1 gorilla. So somebody's asking 100 Casses versus 1 gorilla. Who wins?
Version of me now or version of me in shape and strong? But go for the eyes. Try to hit him in the gonads. Maybe slow him down a little bit.
I like your idea of kicking a gorilla in the nuts.
2 guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Spin to Win Fridays at The Banquet. Every Friday, spin the wheel for a chance to win big and save on your bill. It's that easy. Spin, win, and save. Don't miss out. Details at thebanquetbar.com. The Banquet. Get real. Play hard.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Time out, Edmonton. The new Play Alberta app has arrived, and it's here to make your gambling experiences more fun, exciting, and secure. Enjoy the convenience of hundreds of casino games, betting live on your favorite sports teams, and access to lotteries all in one place, anywhere in Alberta. Enter code YEG50 to receive a $50 free bet when you make a $5 minimum deposit. That's a $50 free bet for new and existing users using code YEG50. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Downsizing, upsizing, or staging your home to sell? Sentinel Storage is Edmonton's team for affordable storage solutions. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
Sentinel Storage, proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
Welcome back to the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne on Edmonton Sports Talk. Edmonton Sports Talk is now brought to you by Play Alberta. Woo! What a day to be alive. I'm sad for our listener, Alicia Hemming, Reid.
Why?
The off-topic topic today was, what's your workplace policy on game day attire? She works in an accounting firm and no jerseys for us.
Oh.
Why?
Yeah, who's going to see them?
I mean, especially right now. Like, yesterday was probably the busiest day of the year for them.
Oh, right. Tax season now officially over.
Yeah, well, not corporate.
Well, I guess. Good
personal.
Point. Personal income tax.
Corporate's now what they're focused on, but yesterday was a busy day. I'd say let the people play. Let the people wear a jersey. Alicia, give your boss my email. Have him send me an email or Reid, and we'll make fun.
We'll talk.
We'll have a quick chat with this person.
Tana says it's encouraged at my workplace. An all-staff email went out to let us know. Used to be just game day, but it didn't specify this year. That's pretty cool. Penner's Pancake says, wow, Coop's update delivery has improved tremendously from 4 months ago. Very smooth. Great work, Zach. That's very true. Zach continues to grow as a broadcaster, which is very encouraging. And Les in the Nasty Chat put the word regicide and then a question mark. So obviously new to this show and my previous show, where I used to use the word regicide all along. Perhaps I'll play a clip here from a popular television show to explain the meaning of the word regicide.
I think you should.
And why we use it in relation to a series between the Oilers and Kings.
Hello and welcome to the Springfield Police Department Rescue Phone. If you know the name of the felony being committed, press 1. To choose from a list of felonies, press 2. If you are being murdered or are calling from a rotary phone, please stay on the line. You have selected Regicide. If you know the name of the king or queen being murdered, press 1.
So there it is. That's from The Simpsons from, probably close to 30 years ago. Regicide is, of course, the act of killing a king or queen. So there you go. The Oilers are trying to commit regicide by eliminating the Los Angeles Kings from the playoffs. I hope that's clear now.
Should be.
Should be clear. If anybody still doesn't understand the meaning of the word regicide after hearing that, I can't help you. Continue to click the thumbs up. Pretty good start to the show. Let's see if we can get to 100 by in the next 10 minutes. We're already at 66. Like I said, we've been getting over 200 most shows minimum, and we've been over 300 2 or 3 times. 353 last game day. So with the Oilers with a chance to close out the series tonight on home ice, let's get in there and click away. All right, so Oilers and Kings coming up. 8:20 is the official start time, is what I've been told. What do you want to do here? You wanted to dive right into the referee stuff?
Oh, sure.
We can dive into that. Chris Knobblock.
Well, we're going to have a debate about that.
Oh, is that for the debate, or was that for the Jets thing?
The Jets thing is buying or selling.
Oh, I should pay attention to our meetings ahead of time.
Well,
I want to play the Knobblock clip.
Reid, it says your name on the show. Let's go, baby.
Let's just play the Knobblock clip.
We can roll
tee it up for a little later.
Yes.
Knobblock was asked about puck possession and power plays in this series.
We have possessed the puck a lot, spent a lot of time in the offensive zone. As for the penalties, like, it doesn't matter. You know, there's some certainties in life, death, taxes, and you being upset with the refereeing. Whether you're the coach, you're a fan, or a player, you know, you're always upset. And throughout the series, there's always going to be missed calls, whether they're called against you or not called in your favor. You know, overall, I think the officiating's been doing a tremendous job. I am, what you talked about, the possession and the expected goals, I am a little surprised that we haven't had a power play advantage in any of these games. But, yeah, it's just, overall, I think the officiating's been good, but, you know, you're always expecting more.
Well, death, taxes, and he said you complaining about the referees, and then he clarified it was the royal you. Bob Stauffer asked the question, and you may have heard Bob in the background say, "You mean just me?" And then at the end of the availability, Ryan Rashog asked, "Just to clarify, do you mean like everybody complaining about the refs, or just Bob?" Bob does have a bit of a lean towards complaining about the officiating, from my experience from working with the man for several years. Anyway, that aside. So we will dive into that more for the afternoon debate. The stats say, and the shots on goal say, that the Oilers have had the puck more than the Kings, which usually would lead to power plays, but it hasn't necessarily gone that way for the Edmonton Oilers. So we will discuss that in a little more detail. Calvin Pickard was asked about the Oilers having the momentum in the series.
I feel like it's on our side right now, but it can change quickly. You know, we can't let our foot off the gas. Start tonight's huge, for sure. We want to get off to a good start. Like we did last game. We didn't score, but we played really well in the first period, and definitely want to get behind our fans here, have our fans there for us, and build off that.
All right. Yeah, I've said this before. I don't know if there's a lot of game-to-game momentum. It feels like it right now because the Oilers played so well in Game 5, and I guess because they delivered the Kings such a crushing loss in Game 4. I mean, the Kings were up 3-1, up 3-2 in the final minute. Oilers tied it and won in overtime. So, but we've often seen things turn around. Here's what I'll say, and we talked about this a lot yesterday too. The Oilers, you know how they've said throughout the season, well, you know, once we get to our game, once we find our game.
Yeah.
So the Oilers have a certain standard that they feel they can reach consistently. That is part of their identity, part of Oilers hockey. And earlier in this series, maybe it didn't look like they had much of an identity. But now, given the last, 5 periods or so, if you include the overtime, which I know wasn't quite a full period, the Oilers look like a team that, yes, you know, has some star players and, you know, a defenseman who can produce a lot of points, but they look like a team that is just going to keep coming at you, that will be in the right place, that will back check, that will defend hard, maybe not perfectly, but hard, and is able to use their third and fourth lines and maybe even get some offense and some big goals out of them. Like the last, even like I know Bouchard tied the game and Draisaitl got the game winner in game 4, but in game 5, McDavid and Draisaitl did not score any of the goals. They did not get points on any of the goals that were scored on a goalie. And as we talked about a lot yesterday, it was the fourth line that got the goal. So I think that's why it feels like the Oilers have momentum, even though the Kings could come out tonight and dominate the first 5 minutes. They're now the desperate team. They're the team now that is facing a must-win. So who knows? The Kings could come out and play the best game of their season, and they're probably going to have to. But I think, and people can tell me if I'm wrong, there's a feeling that the Oilers have not only put the regular season behind them, they've put most of games 1 and 2 behind them.
Fair.
And that to beat them, you're going to have to play almost perfect hockey, because the Oilers, when they elevate, can play almost perfect hockey.
Okay, from game to game, yeah, I understand there's probably too much time in between games for there to be carryover and momentum.
Right.
But what about confidence? What about belief in the team, belief in what you're doing? That, I think, is what continues to grow for this team. And that's, what definitely carries over from game to game. The Oilers are a confident bunch right now. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. Well,
you don't think there's one iota of self-doubt in that Kings locker room?
I don't know. They're okay. There might be, just because now are the Kings players saying, "Here we go again."
Yeah, and
there's some part of them that they would never admit exists and they would never talk about, are some guys saying, "Damn it, they're going to knock us out again. We're going to lose 4 years in a row." And in 3 of those series, they had a lead at some point.
Yep.
Last year, they never had a lead. I think it was 1-1 after 2. I mean, in the first series between these two teams, and a lot of the players have changed, but the Kings were up 3-2. The Kings were up 3-2 in this situation with Game 6 on home ice, and they lost. So there might be a little bit of doubt with the Kings, or there might be a little bit from the Kings. We hit them with our best shot 4 games in a row and lost 2 of them.
Yeah.
And then they hit us with their best shot in Game 5, and we should have lost 6-1 if not for our goalie. Maybe that enters into it. But I also think once the game starts, they just get involved in the battle. They're not thinking about how they got there or what the series is or anything like that. But perhaps big picture, yeah, it's been deflating for the Kings the way the last couple of games have gone.
Yeah, I know I've been saying this a lot, but do you think there is questioning in the locker room, or maybe not so in the team room or team meetings of what is happening, especially because you've alluded to this for the Oilers with their depth players when they're stuck on the bench when the big boys are going out to play. Well, that's been happening a lot with the Kings,
right?
So is there that happening in that locker room? I can't imagine how it's not, or at least creeping into some of those players' thoughts. I guess what I'm saying is it's all disruptive. Any part of your brain that is not focused on the task at hand, which is a must-win game tonight,
right,
is a victory for the Oilers.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. And even if it's only crept into a couple of Kings players, or there's a couple of Kings players saying, "What do I do to get into the lineup?"
Yeah.
Then yeah, maybe that's a slight advantage for the Oilers. But they obviously are coming off a couple of games here of playing really, really well. We need about 15 more thumbs to get to 100. That'd be a good start to the show. So click away at that. Leon Draisaitl is a finalist for the Hart Trophy as MVP of the league.
It's an honor, obviously. There's a tremendous amount of great players that have been part of that and have won it in the past. So obviously proud to be in that conversation with some pretty amazing players. So I'm happy about it.
All right, so Draisaitl, Hellebuck, no surprise there, and Kucherov have been named the finalists for the Hart Trophy. I don't know who's going to win it. I don't vote. We talked late in the regular season. I wonder if Draisaitl missing a few games, even though it was only a few, and he still got to 52 goals, might hurt his candidacy, but an incredible season by Draisaitl nonetheless. Okay, we're going to dive into the Oil Understood for GCL Diesel when we get back. Of course, Jay and I, as always, well, I got a lot of sheets now.
Yeah, you're Mr. Sheets.
This is awesome. Well, it's good because things to read. Oh, that's the wrong one. There it is. We're coming to you from the Banquet Studio. Craving a late night snack? Check out the Banquet's new late night happy hour menu, Sunday to Thursday, 9 p.m. till close. Enjoy favorites like sweet and spicy lettuce wraps or the Banquet burger at happy hour prices. The Banquet, get real. Play hard. Here comes the Coop.
Hart Trophy finalist Leon Draisaitl and the Edmonton Oilers can get past the Kings in Game 6 tonight. Calvin Pickard takes the crease. Tom Gazola, Hernan Salas tee up the action during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show at 6:30, live from the Canadian Ice House. You can listen live or watch right here on EST. And out east, the Senators look to push 7 games against the Leafs, down 3-2 in this series, while Minnesota hopes to stay alive in Game 6 against Vegas before Colorado hosts Dallas. The Stars hoping to win the series 4-2. Meanwhile, 15 players have been named to represent Team Canada overseas at the World Championship. San Jose's Macklin Celebrini and Seattle's Brandon Montour have made the team. Basketball has 2 Game 6s. Knicks and Pistons open up the night. Detroit with their back up against the wall, while the Clippers challenge the Nuggets to try and force a Game 7. And just after 5 o'clock, the Jays and Red Sox meet. Jose Barrios gets the ball for Toronto as the Jays are 1-1 in their current 3-game series with Boston. The Jays winning 7-6 last night. This sports update is brought to you by Find Edmonton. Find takes your unused furniture and home goods to help those moving out of homelessness. Get donations picked up or drop them off free of charge. Visit findedmonton.com or call them at 780-988-1717. The Reid Wilkins Show brings us back on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Gallo LLP is an Alberta-based accounting firm with expert chartered professional accountants in both our Edmonton and Sherwood Park accounting firms. Our experienced and innovative accountants provide financial advice that saves our clients money. Simply put, we help our clients protect their assets and grow their businesses. At Gallo LLP, they go beyond the numbers to ensure the continued success of your business. Reach out to Preet or John to discuss how they can help your business grow. Visit gallollp.ca today and see how they can help you take your business to the next level.
Do you have pets? Horses? Chickens? Did the place you used to get your feed recently close down? Have no fear. Clover Bar Feeds is here. Whether it's dogs, cats, horses, or chickens, Clover Bar Feeds has you covered. Offering a large variety of food and feed, you can trust the experts at Clover Bar Feeds. They've been family owned and operated for over 60 years. This means you can expect nothing less than top-notch service and selection. Come visit them at 200 Portage Close in Sherwood Park or visit them online at cloverbarfeeds.com.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Must you click? Click. Thumb. Must you click? Thumb, thumb, thumb. Click, click. Thumb, thumb.
Oh, yes, it is the world-famous Thumb Click Remax as put together by Zachary Kubish, reminding you to poke away at that thumbs up button on YouTube. Yes, we are over 100. Let's keep climbing. 155 is double word of the day territory. We've pretty much been reaching that in the first hour of the show. So let's get there by 4 o'clock to 155, and then we'll keep climbing towards a show record. And the great thing is today is, Jay, the show's extended by half an hour.
Of course.
To get to the show record. I'm actually, Tuesday was the day I did not work. So was it Friday we got the show record, 353?
Must have been.
Because I thought, well, no, but that show wasn't extended because that was a 7:30 game. Maybe it was Monday. Maybe it was Monday's show we got to 353 in 3 hours. But 353 is the record. We remember that because it's a palindrome, right? People love palindromes.
Yes. You like palindromes.
I like palindromes.
You're the palindrome man. Should we give clue 2, by the way?
Already?
I don't know.
No, I'm not giving it yet.
Okay.
I'll give it at the top of the hour.
Hey, your call, bruh.
Well, I think it's easier for you to keep an eye on the inbox during the breaks. Let's give it at the top of the hour.
Sure, okay.
We'll give it at the top of the hour. Just poke me. You throw something at me if I haven't given it yet at the top of the hour. Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game. That's what we're talking about.
Speaking of the River Cree inbox, 780-218-9999. If Reid is one-eyed Willie, then the rest of the EST crew are the Goonies. Jay Milne is definitely Sloth. And he says, Baby Ruth! That comes in from Sean.
Is that a compliment or not?
I'm going to Google it because
Was Sloth the big weird-looking guy?
Yes. He's the you're going to come home with me now guy. You? I think. Yeah, Sloth is what appears to be a severely deformed face.
Yes, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, almost Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah, Dustin and Eric were talking to me about the Goonies this morning, and I'm a little ashamed to say I don't remember much about the Goonies. I know I saw it. I mean, like we're at the point where movies in the 80s, it's 40 years ago, so I don't remember all of them, and I was pretty young. I remember I enjoyed it. I didn't keep watching it over and over again. There were some movies I got into and would watch over and over again. A lot of the James Bond movies, certainly Star Wars, certainly Indiana Jones. The Goonies didn't have that effect on me.
So is that a compliment or is that a put down? Is that Sean trying to say I'm ugly?
I think that's a definite put down, Jay.
Sean, if you could please add some context to that as to why
Does Sean know you?
I don't think so. But I just want context. It's like if you're going to formulate an opinion, you can't just say, well, you know, Bouchard's a bum. You have to say why.
Right.
Give us reason, give us context. You can't just say I'm Sloth without, providing some in-depth context to the conversation.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
Is that someone who knows you?
I
think that person is trying to be playful.
Oh, yes.
So perhaps that's, but not the most playful way to be playful once you look up the image of that individual.
Well, I just want to know. I've had 2 guesses, Reid. Do you want me to say one person that it's not?
Sure.
It is not me.
Okay, good.
So
someday you might be the mystery athlete of the day. Not today.
Not today.
The first clue was Bears, and I'll give the second clue at the top of the hour. Now, well, yeah, we'll just leave it at that. First clue was Bears. I think that's been the first clue at other times. Because other people have guessed you in the past, have they not?
Yes. Yeah, you must have used Bears.
I think I've used Bears several times. Rob from the Grove says, Chunk was the kid, Sloth was the big guy Chunk took home to live with him. Oliver Lawson Tossum says, Sloth is a caring person.
Okay, but maybe that was a compliment.
Maybe that's
then.
what he meant.
He's
the glue guy.
The glue guy
of the Goonies.
Okay.
Who is the glue goon?
Context.
Yeah. That's
you can call me ugly all you want. But I just need some depth. Fair to say?
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
Speaking of depth, let's talk about the Edmonton Oilers. As part of the Oil Understood for GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around. From turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors, they are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years, and now a partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Diesel Understood. Okay. Jake Walman. I think his play has come along as the series has progressed. Chris Knobblock comments on what impresses him about Walman.
How well he's been skating. Whether that's on the offensive zone blue line, finding a lane to get a puck through. There was just several times in the last game where he had a puck in the corner and he's been able to use his legs to get that puck out of trouble rather than just rimming it around the boards or whatever it is. I think, and then also defensively, being able to close and being quick. And that all starts with him skating. I think he's a very smart hockey player that has got some offensive flair. I just think, overall, he's been playing really well. And again, we talk about those players coming back from injury and you're not sure exactly what they're going to give you. But he's another guy that's been able to find his game very quickly.
All right, Walman didn't play late in the regular season. I didn't think he started this series particularly well. You could say that about several members of the Edmonton Oilers are now looking really, really good.
Absolutely. And I, appreciated that Coach Knoblauch talked about his skating. And it's easy to rim the puck around and say, "Oh, I'm in trouble. Let's rim it around and hope something good happens." On that goal, where yes, they caught a break, and that led to the Podkolzin, to Arvidsson, blocker shot, Janmark goal. But that started with Walman skating that out of trouble instead of rimming it around. So that is, that's about as high a praise you can get when you're in a tough situation, not to just give the puck over. And I know Hernan and Gager were talking about this, but do you know who's leading the NHL right now in the playoffs in plus minus?
Well, I know it because it came up. Jake Walman.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
technically not unbelievable.
Technically, it's not unbelievable because it's happening.
It's quite believable.
Now, plus minus, some people pay a lot of attention to the stat. Some people say that that's an ancient stat. I still think it has some bearing.
Sure.
And if you're actually, first in a category, then that's pretty significant. So he's first in plus minus in the NHL playoffs.
Yeah, +8. Do you know there's two other Oilers that are in the top 5?
In the top 5. Draisaitl.
Tied for third at +6.
Okay.
Who's tied for fourth at +5?
Bouch? No.
Good guess, but no.
I don't think McDavid would be.
He's up there, but he's not as high. Good guess, but no.
Okay.
It's the ageless wonder, Reid. It's Cory Perry.
Cory Perry. Imagine that.
And yes, I guess, you have to say, sure, take this stat for whatever it is
right.
to you, but you generally don't see terrible players that are in minus situations for a long period of time or an extended period of time.
Right.
And vice versa. So to have the Oilers, 3 of their players and Cory Perry, quite honestly, is I don't know how.
Well, he's the default setting to play with McDavid and Draisaitl. Now they work Hyman in there and Kane gets shifts up there. And I think they've got to be careful about limiting Perry's minutes, right?
Coob, something came up on the banquet TV here.
Coob, we're getting an email. We're getting.
Can you imagine if somebody just took over?
Yeah, we're
this
getting
TV?
a fax. That's right. Press 1 to receive fax.
Well, you're giving them a real behind the scenes glimpse there. Hey, Coop.
Yeah, what was up there?
Peel back the curtain.
Wasn't anything naughty, was it?
No, I wasn't even touching the remote.
That would be bad.
Somebody's trying to hack
probably just grab the TV. Wham.
Yeah.
Just
lower it down.
Yeah.
Realistically, I don't know how if we have to put in a pin or anything to get in there, but
I think we're good.
Yeah, well, we'll find out one day.
What were we talking about? Yeah, Cory Perry's been incredible. Has 2 goals, 3 points. He's +5, has 7 shots on goal, and he's around the other team's net. And through the first couple of periods of Game 4, when the Oilers weren't doing that great, he was the only Oiler that I felt was really had a presence in front of the other team's goal. And he had that crazy goal where he knocked the puck out of the air to himself.
Yeah.
So
facts of the matter, he took over Zach Hyman's spot on the first unit power play.
He did.
Right? So that's somebody that's obviously that effort has been noticed by the staff. They've put him in that high traffic area. And that's where Cory Perry should be. he belongs there. That's where he feels at home.
Yeah, it still has very good hands as well, which is something that Chris Knobblock has pointed out. All right, so the Oilers trying to eliminate the LA Kings tonight. Chris Knobblock expects the Kings' best.
Absolutely. We know that they're a good hockey team, going to play with a lot of desperation. They feel that they can beat us. And for us, we need to match our level of play that we had in Game 5 as much as possible. I thought everybody was pulling in the right direction and contributing the way they should. And even though we played a heck of a game, it almost wasn't enough. So we expect a very strong push from LA, and we're going to have to elevate our game.
Well, yeah, I expect the Kings' best game of the series, but hopefully we can say the same for the Oilers as well. Now, we know one of the storylines for the Kings is they don't use a ton of players. They hardly use their fourth line, and really, they use about 5 D-men in every game. Knobblock was asked about the Kings going with just 5D. Well, sorry, dressing 6, even that one game 7, but generally just playing 5.
That's difficult to answer just because of, we have days in between, so I can't say that, last Game 5 we were a little bit faster, quicker, stronger, whatever it is, because they're worn down. Just sometimes that's just the way it is. Sometimes your team plays a much better game and another one doesn't find their game. So I'm not sure if it's because of attrition or us getting stronger or anything like that. So I think it just, things change so much from game to game. So I don't think I can say it's last game was because of our depth or them feeling tired or anything like that. I don't know. I don't think I have the answer.
Well, because I think he's being careful there not to. I think he's kind of given the old, well, I don't coach the other team, so I can't tell you how they feel or why they're deploying their players.
That's wise.
I think we know darn well the Oilers have worn down the Kings in the last couple of games. We'll see if they can do it tonight. But I don't think Knobblock is going to give them any sort of bulletin board material by saying, oh, yeah, they look tired. Like he's saying there's days between games. I don't know how tired they are. They got good players. So there's the contrast, right, from some of the things Hiller said that we and other people have criticized. And I realize Knobblock gets criticized for being boring. In this situation, he's being boring. Now, either we take a couple ways to look at this. Either we take that answer totally at face value, and that's exactly what he thinks, and that's all he thinks about it, and he answered the question and he moves on. Or he knows darn well what they've done to the Kings. He knows darn well that they are wearing down the Kings. But Chris Knobblock is like, I'm not going to let Jim Hiller know that. I'm not going to give you Jim Hiller any inadvertent coaching advice, which other coaches in the NHL may have done a little bit last night.
I'm not going to let Jim Hiller know that we specifically target Drew Doughty when he's on the ice.
Or whatever, yes. Well, Hiller should know that, but he'll figure it out himself.
Let's be honest here, Reid. Drew Doughty is their top pairing D-man on that team.
Yes.
Where does Drew Doughty fit into the Oilers?
He'd still be pretty good.
Right, but he wouldn't be on the top pairing. I mean, Drew Doughty's 35. He's not a spring chicken, and I think it is showing throughout the, how this series has progressed. He's not a challenge when Connor or Leon has the puck. They almost act like he's not there. And when he has the puck in the offensive zone, he has no time. Foot speed is not there.
Right.
So, yeah, they should be wearing down the Kings D.
Do you think the Kings are going to try anything different tonight?
Yes.
What?
I don't know.
Okay.
But it would, we'd be naive to think.
It would behoove them to think. Or is Hiller just going to say, this is how we got to play? I don't think my fourth line can turn the tables.
Well, and say what you want about pairings, but right now they've got Anderson and Doughty, Edmondson and Clark, and then Spence and Gavrikov.
Right.
I thought Gavrikov was higher. And
because they just switched up. They just moved them around.
It doesn't matter anyways because Adrian Kempe is going to be back there probably.
Maybe he plays defense the entire game tonight.
I don't know. I don't think you can, what is it, the saying, you change a tiger's stripes? I mean, Hiller has shown what he is willing to do and wants to do. He wants to ride with his big guns at the expense of others' ice time and at the expense of the big guns wearing down.
And the Oilers are saying, we're actually good. Because at the beginning of the series and after the first couple of games, I said, The Kings are comfortable with any matchup because they have Danault, Kopitar, and Byfield down the middle. And now the story is the Oilers are comfortable with any matchup. They'll put Janmark, Arvidsson, Podkolzin out there in overtime, halfway through the third period, get a game-winning goal. So that's how the story has changed over the last 3 games. It's gone from look how good the Kings' top 9 is when it comes to forwards to look how solid the Oilers' 12 forwards are as a whole. To me, that's been maybe the biggest change in how we're talking about this series.
Well, you could also argue that the biggest change has been the effectiveness of the depth players for the Oilers. Rolling 4 lines, right? And I mean, you saw last game, McDavid and Draisaitl played 22 minutes.
Right.
That adds up. And, you know, what do they say over the series of the course of the NHL playoffs? You know, it's a long, enduring battle. You have to take your time and heal yourself and get your rest. Well, this adds up. You know, everybody, nobody's not human, right? If you're playing over your expected time of play or over your expected ice time, you're going to wear down.
All right, it's 4 o'clock. Chris Joseph, former Oiler, former NHL defenseman, will comment on that and other things and also tell you what's going on with Hockey Helps the Homeless today. It's the Reid Wilkins Show with Jason Milne on Edmonton Sports Talk, presented by Play Alberta.
The Lock Shop.
We still don't know the status of Mark Scheifele going forward, but when he got hit by Faxa, he got up, he chased it all the way into the zone while there was a delayed offside. And I said to the guys I was sitting with, this is bad. I think Scheifele might be concussed because he's a guy that has so much awareness about the play and what's going on. For him to not know or not compute that this was offside, you could just tell something was off.
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Your home for great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino.
My mother used to let us not lock the doors. She's like, if you're locking the doors inside of the house, it means you're doing something you shouldn't be doing. Yeah, that's why we lock the doors.
Host of the Bad Friends and Whiskey Ginger podcast, don't miss Andrew Santino, Freeze Peach, live at the River Cree May 22nd.
Michael, what are you doing? We have locks on the outside of the house to keep criminals from coming inside. There's no criminals inside of this house. Yes, there are, Karen.
Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. Excitement, bet on it.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Play more tables and games.
Play more tables and games. Make the most of your bad game. Oh, you want to, you need to, you know just what you've got to do. It's time to add some fun to your life. Make the most of your bad game. Play more tables and games.
Playmoregames.ca.
Hart nominee Leon Draisaitl and the Oilers can punch their ticket to the second round of the playoffs with a win against the Kings in Game 6. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Tom Gazola, Hernan Salas get you set for the action when they go live at 6:30. You can also join Tommy live at the Canadian Ice House or tune in right here on EST. And there's 3 other games on tap. The Sens look to push their series to 7 games against the Leafs, down 3-2 in the series, while the Avs and Stars duke it out. Dallas controlling Colorado 3-2. And for Minnesota, the Wild look to rally against the Knights to push 7 games. 15 players were named to Team Canada at this month's World Championship. San Jose's Macklin Celebrity headlining the group, and there's 2 teams on the brink of elimination in basketball. The Pistons trail the Knicks 3-2, while the Nuggets hold the Clippers against the wall in Game 6. And after rebounding with a 7-6 win last night, Toronto rematches Boston just after 5 o'clock. Jose Barrios gets a start for the Jays. And there's 1 game live right now with the Twins and Guardians locked at 2 in the 8th inning. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. The second hour of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
Okay, good to have you tuning in this afternoon. Yes, Oilers game coming up tonight at Rogers Place. 8:20 is the official puck drop time, so it will be a late one. Maple Leafs and Senators playing at 5 o'clock Mountain. I say the Leafs finish them off.
Do you?
Yes. Well, I've been showing faith in the Leafs, so why not? Even though my pre-playoff pick was Leafs in 7.
I think that's where it's headed.
Okay. And then you're taking the Senators to win Game 7.
No.
Okay, just checking.
No, but I think that's where it's headed.
You're not pre-picking.
I think I took Leafs, but I took
You took the Leafs in 6, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I took the Oilers in 6.
And I took the Oilers in 4 straight. We could both be right. That's how I'm going to spin. That's how I'm going to spin that, everybody.
I'm going to get to a limerick here, Reid. We need a good old limerick.
Please.
This comes in from Bronco Nick. It's game day. Play game 6. Kings will be up to their tricks. Weather is great. LA eat their fate. I like to send limericks. Well done. Well done.
That's pretty good. Reid at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Jay at EdmontonSportsTalk.com is how you can email us. You can also text 780-218-9999. That is the afternoon inbox presented by River Cree Resort and Casino, home of Tap 25 Restaurant, where the entire menu is 50% off 7 days a week from 2 to 5 p.m. And you can chat with us and with each other in the Nasty Chat on YouTube. If you are there, continue clicking away at that thumbs up button. So if we get to 155, it's guaranteed a double word of the day at about 5:50 this afternoon. We're 30 away. So everybody just get in there and click. We're
going to go higher than that.
We're going to go higher, but that's the next plateau. I mean, you can't score the 4th goal until you get the 3rd one. Right? So
before we get to Chris, do you want to give out the second clue?
Oh, yeah, I do. Sorry, I forgot to do that before.
That's okay.
Once again, I'm negligent. What was that one guy call me after that one game? Derelict.
Derelict.
Yeah, because he didn't think I criticized Bouchard enough when they lost to the Leafs.
Bonus points.
Said I was derelict in my duties. That's a good word. Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game. And you got to text your guesses to the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, 780-218-9999. The second clue is Falcons. Okay? First clue, Bears. Second clue, Falcons. There it is. All right. I'm always pleased to talk to this gentleman. I've known him for several years now. Former NHL defenseman, former Edmonton Oiler, joining us, and he's part of a great event going on this weekend, which we'll talk about as well. Chris Joseph is on the line. Chris, it's Reid and Jay. How are you doing?
Hey, guys. Good. How are you guys doing?
We're doing very well. I know you're getting ready for, I think, the draft at Hockey Helps the Homeless, so we'll dive into that a little bit later on. But let's start with this Oilers-Kings series. I mean, I'll ask you the simple question that's kind of what everybody's talking about. What changed? What has changed in your mind over the course of this series?
Well, I think there's a few things. Number one, I do believe the Oilers are getting stronger every game. They seem to be sharing the minutes every game. Pickard's been sound in net. And I think the Kings are getting a little worn down, maybe lack of sharing the ice time. But the Oilers have definitely picked up their game. I think Game 5 was probably one of their best games all year. They just absolutely dominated. So it's on them to keep that momentum.
Chris, you got Jay here, and you know, as Reid alluded to, as a former NHL defenseman, former Oiler, I want to pick your brain for a minute here, and I want your opinion and or thoughts on probably one of the most polarizing players going right now, and that's Evan Bouchard. How do you explain, you know, his offensive prowess and then defensive liabilities, but somehow it all works out?
Yeah, I don't know. He frustrates me sometimes too. He has a knack though, for making up for his mistakes. And I guess at the end of the day, if you got more pluses than minuses, you're doing all right. But I think I wish, like everybody else would wish, he would clean up the defensive zone a little more. But his offensive zone is elite, and there's no question he is one of the best in the offensive zone. I think, you know, he misses at home for sure. And I think maybe he was trying to feel his way through working with Darnell. I like him with Kulak. But he did have a better game defensively last game too. I mean, but as it is with all offensive players, you got the puck more. You're probably going to have more turnovers because you're taking more chances. Yeah, I think we all just accept now that we take the good and the bad with them, because right now the good is outweighing the bad.
Well, and speaking of defense, and we were talking about this before the break, and it's become a story in this series, and you kind of touched on it too, is the Kings not using a lot of players and the Oilers perhaps wearing them down. I mean, you've been in long playoff series in the Western Hockey League, in the NHL, in other pro leagues that you play in. What is the effect of that when you were a defenseman? Is it just fatigue, physical banging? Is it the mental fatigue? Is it just that you're feeling rushed if guys are on you all the time? What does the effect do to committing to pounding another team's defense core?
Well, especially if they shorten their staff down to 4 defensemen, if you wear them down, they will make fatigue mental mistakes. And then what's going to happen, let's say you're on Anderson and Doughty, and they make a mistake. Well, then Jim Hiller wants to put in, his bottom 2 defensemen. Well, now they're rusty. So there's really something to be said for doing the best you can to get a rhythm with your entire team. And I thought the Oilers did a great job of that last game. I mean, their top minute guy was around 22, 23. Their bottom minute guy was around 8 or 9 minutes. In an ideal world, that's exactly what you want. Now, it doesn't always work out that way with special teams or somebody's not going. But if you intentionally remove or overplay, and we've even seen it with the Oilers, you run the risk of the guys logging big minutes. They get worn down. They make mental mistakes. They're just fatigue. And then guys that are not playing, they get rusty. They lack a little bit of rhythm and confidence. So ideally, you want everybody. It doesn't always work out, but I think last night's box score, or last game's box score, was about as good as you're going to get for a playoff game.
The feeling in each locker room, and maybe it's not a different feeling, Chris. Like, you've been there, and both these teams are veteran teams. But the feeling in the one locker room where you advance with a win and the other one where you're facing elimination, you're out if you lose. Is it different, or are these guys so polished that they do have the old cliche of approaching every game the same way?
It's different in the back of your mind. It's there. Momentum's definitely on the Oilers side, but they've got to be cautious that they don't get overly confident. The Kings are beat down. They got to be cautious that they're not too down on themselves. They're still a really good hockey team. They have to believe in their system. So there is a little bit of that, but at the end of the day, you go out there, the puck drops, you want to win your shift. You don't look beyond that. You don't think too far down the road. You go out there and you try to win 45 seconds, and then you hope that cumulatively your 45s and everybody else's 45s, they do the job. So you just focus on the task at hand. And I don't think it's going to be that big of a difference for either team, really.
Right. Chris Joseph, former Edmonton Oiler, joining us here on the Reid Wilkins Show on Edmonton Sports Talk. You are taking part in Hockey Helps the Homeless, which is happening tomorrow at the Booster Juice Recreation Center in Terwilliger. However, there is an event tonight that is taking place. There is a draft of all you pros that are back in Edmonton or still in Edmonton, helping out this event. I spoke with one of the pros that's going to be attending yesterday, and our very own is a colleague of mine, actually, Joaquin Gage. Don't know if you've heard of him. I spoke with him earlier, and he mentioned something to me, Chris. He said he was part of a team that put up a shutout against you and your squad in a few years ago. I believe Gage said he thought he stopped something like 50 shots in the shutout. So, A, do you remember it that way? And B, who gets drafted first tonight? You or Joaquin Gage?
Okay, so A, he may have embellished a little bit, but Gager did stand on his head, and he wouldn't let us score. And I yelled at him, I hope you pull a groin or something. But he was lights out in the beer league fun tournament. Way to go, Gager. Way to be a hero. But he was awesome. And it's a nice little challenge. We like to chirp each other. I love Gager. Because of that performance, I think the guys in Hockey Helps the Homeless, they do remember that. He may get drafted higher than me, but we're both old and slow, so we'll see. We're just there for a good time.
What's the best part of being in this tournament and probably seeing some former teammates and competitors, and you also get to mingle with a lot of fans too?
Yeah, the best part for me is just seeing my old buddies, getting the competitive juices out a little bit. Like, we don't go hard, but seeing my old friends, playing a little bit of hockey, making some new friends, and then having the ability to raise money for a good cause. It's a lot of fun. We take it pretty lightly because we are 55 and older or whatever. And we just go out there and try to have a good time and not go home too banged up at the end of the day.
All right. Well, I know you're busy. Chris, I always love your insight. We're broadcasting from Hockey Helps Homeless all day tomorrow. So hopefully I'll see you in person, because I don't think I've seen you since last playoffs. So that'll be good to catch up.
Let's go back to back, Chris. Come on. Come by our show from
Chris
3
on
to
again,
6. Yeah,
and you can update how many times you've torched Gager in the tournament.
Sounds good. I'll bury one and I'll come tell you all about it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome, buddy. Thank you so much.
Okay, talk to you later.
Chris Joseph checking in. Gager's having a good chuckle listening to that over in the bullpen. I think, Gager, are you watching auto racing? Oh, the replay of the last game? Okay. He's doing a scouting report. Gager's doing a pre-scout. What was the auto racing today? The practice? It's the lead up to the Miami Grand Prix. I got to check who's on my team in our fantasy league. Anyway, I love how Chris Joseph put it. And he said, because we were talking, because it's in the back of your mind. Like, they're not walking around. I'm sure the Kings aren't walking around all day like, hey, guys, you know, if we lose tonight, we're out, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Anze, you know how best of 7 works, right? But it's there. I mean, the tension is there for them, and the Oilers know the excitement of trying to advance. What was that stat we had yesterday? In the McDavid Draisaitl era, thrice previously,
3-0.
when having a 3-2 series lead. Home or away, doesn't matter. The Oilers have won it every time, so hopefully they can keep that going tonight and avoid going back to LA for Game 7. But hey, the Oilers have won a game in LA in this series. Keep poking away at that thumbs up button if you're watching us on YouTube, and jump into the Nasty Chat, speak with us and with each other. I know we had an interesting interview when the thumbs slowed down a little bit, but now we've had Chris Joseph on. So get back in there and click away. Let's get the double word of the day territory as quickly as possible. So we need 20 more to get to 155, and then we'll build upwards to 200 and beyond. All right. We are going to talk a little bit more about reffing. I know it's everybody's favorite topic. We are careful when and how we do it, but we do think it warrants a discussion today. And I know sometimes when we bring this up, we get the messages, oh, these guys just bitching about the refs again. Okay, we are somewhat going to do that, no lie, but we have some numbers and stats, and we have some questions. And quite frankly, maybe some of the listeners can help us answer those questions. Is that fair?
That is fair. I mean, we're going to be stating facts, Reid, about the Oilers in this 2025 version of the playoffs and where they fit into playoffs or penalties drawn.
Jen seems to know about our fantasy league in the Nasty Chat.
Yeah, her husband's in it.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I don't really know who's in it. I know Gager's in it. Gager is probably just like, I hate Wilkins.
Well,
why did I ask?
To be honest, I
ask him in the pool?
I'm hanging on by a thread in this pool.
Are we both? Well, I'm in the bottom 10 out of 30, both my teams.
You can use this limitless thing. That's what she's referring to. And I don't know. Sure. Yeah, I guess I did. I still don't understand the chips, but I'm in it. I mean,
you get a chip and you play the chip.
I'm in it to support
then you go,
my
hey,
colleague.
baby, I played a chip.
I'm in it to support our colleague, Joaquin Gage.
This. Now Joaquin Gage is trying to stream his phone onto our ESTV. Because we just got
trying to take over the
No, he took this one over.
He's trying to pair
Gager's everywhere.
Oh my gosh, that was him.
Gager's evil AI. He's the invasive AI.
Gage. Stop. Put your phone
Gager,
down.
we bow down to you, Gager. The T8000.
Don't share your screen.
You're just like, oh yeah, do not share your screen, Gager. Yes, that's... Ooh, that could go poorly for some of us.
Oh, don't even go there. It could go fine too. Probably looking at a beautiful picture of his wife and his 2 beautiful children.
Yeah, well, he's just looking up F1 stats. He wanted to show them. Well, he's using that telestrator on the show. The show that he does with her.
They're fancy guys.
He's pretty good. Oh my gosh. All right. The Chaos Jester in the Nasty Chest says Limitless chips would be awesome. Actually, that's true. He's talking about the chips that I like to eat. Limitless potato chips would be awesome.
Wasn't that a movie, Limitless, with Bradley Cooper?
Yeah, I don't think I saw it, but he got something put in his brain that made him really
No, he had to
smart.
take a drug.
Drugs?
And he could do anything and learn fast. Like everything was sped up.
Like it sped up the speed of his brain.
Yeah.
What's it called, Gager? Is that a real thing, NZT? Phil Gager tried to order it online. He was trying to order it on our
he was on the
here.
dark web trying to find NZT.
He's like, I don't want to go on the dark web at work. Wait a minute. I'll put it on their screens in the studio. People will think it was them.
Nobody will know.
Oh, my goodness. That's too much fun. All right. Keep clicking away at the thumbs up. I've seen a couple where people wishing me well. If you missed yesterday, I had retina surgery to repair detached retina. So that's why I have another version of a patch on today, because I'm trying to figure out the best way to be able to see to function. So I'm not going to retell the whole story, but thanks for the well wishes. I appreciate that. And some people mentioning they've been through it, so they understand what I'm going through. Okay,
let's go on a click run.
Let's go on a click run. Let's get massive clicks. Let's get limitless clicks.
Limitless clicks.
Limitless clicks for questions about the reffing, and then we'll talk about it when we get back.
The Oilers and Hart Trophy finalists Leon Draisaitl can end their series against the Kings at home tonight in Game 6. Tom Gazola, Hernan Salas preview the action during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show, which goes live at 6:30 from the Canadian Ice House. You can tune in only on EST. And three other teams are one win away from a round 1 exit. Toronto leads Ottawa 3-2. The Golden Knights and Wild face off with Mini trailing 3-2 before the Avs battle the Stars, with Colorado fighting for their playoff lives in Game 6. Meanwhile, the first 15 players to Team Canada at the World Championships have been named, including Bo Horvat from the Islanders, Phillies, Travis Konechny, and Nashville's Ryan O'Reilly making the cut. On the court, the Nuggets and Clippers tip off in Game 6, Denver needing just one win to make it to the second round, while the Knicks and Pistons go head-to-head as New York controls the series 3-2. Baseball has the Jays back in action with the Red Sox. Toronto winning 7-6 yesterday. Right now at the bottom of the 9th inning, the Twins and Guardians are tied at 2. This sports update is brought to you by Clover Bar Feeds. Clover Bar Feeds has all the animal feed you'll need. Get top-notch service and selection from their family-owned business. Visit Clover Bar Feeds at 200 Portage Close in Sherwood Park, or call them at 780-467-5014. We have a brief intermission before the Reid Wilkins Show rolls on. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Gently used furniture or home goods that need a new home? Find Edmonton is here to help. Every month we furnish over 100 homes to those transitioning out of homelessness, and we need your gently used furniture and home goods. Drop off at 5120 122nd Street or call for free local pickup. Just visit findedmonton.com to learn how your donations can help create a home for someone in need. Plus, shop our thrift store, in-store or online, with proceeds benefit those moving out of homelessness through housing supports. Visit us at findedmonton.com. Find Edmonton, supporting our community one home at a time.
Craving a late night snack? Hit the Banquet for our new late night happy hour. Sunday to Thursday, 9 p.m. till close. Try favorites like sweet and spicy lettuce wraps or our Banquet burger and fries, all at happy hour prices. The Banquet. Get real. Play hard.
Your home for great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino.
My mother used to let us not lock the doors. She's like, if you're locking the doors inside of the house, it means you're doing something you shouldn't be doing. Yeah, that's why we lock the doors.
Host of the Bad Friends and Whiskey Ginger podcast, don't miss Andrew Santino, Freeze Peach, live at the River Cree May 22nd.
Michael, what are you doing? We have locks on the outside of the house to keep criminals from coming inside. There's no criminals inside of this house. Yes, there are, Karen.
Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. Excitement, bet on it.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
And there they go to Sentinel Storage. The snowblower and winter gear goes in. They shoot, we store.
Need extra space? Store your winter gear with Sentinel Storage and win extra space at home. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca. Proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
Is this your band?
Yeah.
But this is better for a game day. So I guess I missed the last game day. But Friday, Coob, I was not happy with your game day musical selection.
He's improved.
He's greatly improved.
Vastly.
This is good. You got to have the energy. Especially that was Friday with the Oilers down 2-0.
Yeah.
So you want something energetic, and now you got Oilers.
Sounded like a speakeasy.
You know, it's a Thursday. It's going to be a happy. Here's the thing for Oilers fans. Everybody's hoping we don't need a game this weekend.
Yes.
Weekend off. Let Minnesota and Vegas hopefully go the distance, right? That'd be fine. They can really, I would think if you're an Oilers fan, obviously you want the Oilers to win tonight, and you want Minnesota to win at home. Minnesota and Vegas can go 7. They can pound each other's brains in. They can play multiple overtimes, and then that's fine.
Yeah, of course. I just wonder. That was a dominating performance in Game 5, right? Fair to say?
By the Oilers.
By the Oilers.
Yes.
What's your level, not yours, but, what do you think the level of confidence is for Oilers fans going into Game 6?
Oh, I don't know.
I know you don't like to speak for others.
I don't like to speak for all the fans.
But just gauge it. I mean,
I think it's
is it a quiet confidence?
Respectfully high.
Sure.
Respectful of the Los Angeles Kings, but still fairly high. I mean, we're not seeing, and we know the people who interact with us in the big picture are a small part of our audience, because most people just kind of like to listen or watch and maybe don't say a lot. But I'm not seeing a lot of, the Oilers better do this, or this guy on the Oilers still sucks, or we had a lot of people have Knobblock getting fired after Game 2. And now we're seeing a lot of, he's taking Hiller to school, So
that's not hard.
Oh my, your buddy Jim Hiller. So I think that Oilers fans are confident with still having a lot of respect towards the LA Kings.
Quietly confident.
Well, quietly confident. Yeah. Like I don't see a lot of crowing, but I don't see a lot of either, we can't close it out, or we don't know what to do. Because here's the beauty of it. This Oilers team does know what to do in these situations because they've done it. I know they haven't won the cup, but they've played a lot of playoff series. I mean, even they've been in the playoffs 6 years in a row. I know they didn't win a playoff series in 20 or 21. They won 2 series in 22, 1 series in 23, and 3 series last year in 24, and were down 3-0 in the 4th series and still came back to make it a Game 7. So I think that's probably why there's, oil country isn't freaking out or wondering if they can do it. I mean, of course, everybody's smart enough to know the Kings can win this game. But I don't think there's the feeling that it's like, oh man, how are the Oilers possibly going to pull this out? Going into Games 3 and 4, we had that feeling, and I understand that feeling. And I think you and I had that feeling because we saw how well the Kings had played against Edmonton. But now the Oilers appear to have turned it appears the tables have turned, Mr. Bond. So McLean.
Saying that with a patch. Just
now I have the detonator. Look, Joaquin's taking over the TV again. Do you need your AirPlay passcode? It's on the screen.
Oh, God bless that man.
Brent says respectfully high is a solid take, respectful of the quality of the LA Kings and the acknowledgement that the Oilers know how to crap their bed at all positions as well. Well, hopefully. Scott Thompson says, I'm freaking out. I'm a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocky chairs. That's fine. People get nervous.
That's a great description.
People can get nervous. Look, I've been saying this for years. I expect a close game. I always do. It's just, why not expect a close game? Expect a tense game. Like, what's my playoff saying? Embrace the tension. It's pretty rare you're going to get a playoff game that just feels fun and easy. Oddly enough, the Oilers got one of them in Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final last year, where they won 8-1 and were up 5-1 about 5 minutes into the second period. But it's pretty rare in the postseason that you're, 12 minutes left in the third period and you're watching your favorite team just coast to the finish line. It just rarely happens, right? So I expect a close game, but I guess what I'm saying is I expect the Oilers to be able to handle the problems that the LA Kings will throw at them and create their own problems for the Kings to handle. That's kind of how I would sum it up.
Well, and confidence. There's a little bit more confidence now, knowing that the Oilers have essentially found something more than what they found in games 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Rye Mai sent in a text. How you doing, Rye? Mai? On the River Cree inbox, 780-218-9999. Where is Gazzola going to be tonight for the Nasties? And just a reminder for everybody, Tom will be down at the Canadian Ice House for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show, which will start right after this show. We have bonus coverage of the Reid Wilkins show with myself. We will be going right till 6:30, so you will not have to go without any Oilers talk leading up to the game.
Yeah.
And go say hi to Tommy. Go touch his hair.
Yeah, the Ice House, I've been going there for the road games. It's an incredible scene down there. I saw some of it when I was working at Ched, but I was there quite early before the games, right? So I don't know how they're doing their shows now, but if there was an 8 o'clock game, I'd be on with the face-off show at 6. So I'd probably be at the arena by 4 or 4:30. I'd have done some prep in the morning and early afternoon. And so I wouldn't necessarily see the crowd gathering for the various watch parties that they have, right? And then by the time I would leave, it might be 90 minutes, 2 hours after the game. So yes, there would still be people having fun downtown, but a lot of that had dissipated. So now I'm getting downtown after this show, and there are people lined up around the block for the tent, whatever they're calling it. There are people lined up around the block around the hotel to get into the plaza, and that's where Ice House is. So to get in, I have to go through a gate where they don't let people in, but I show my credentials and I say I have to go do a radio hit on the show, and they let me in. And then when I leave to go back to the rink, like, you got to navigate to get out back onto 104th Ave so I can cross the street and get into Rogers Place. And it is... I think I've said it's an under 25 crowd. Like, it might be an under 22 crowd.
Yeah.
It's remarkably young. Not everybody. And I think Mama Stanley's been in there amongst them and stuff like that. But and the shots on TV, I just think the city looks great and the fans look great.
Yes, it does.
And it's awesome that there is those spots to gather within basically a block of the arena.
Yes.
So it is pretty cool. I think when they cut to the plaza after a goal, and it's just, well, they call it the mosh pit. It looks like a mosh pit, people jumping up and down. It's pretty fantastic. It's pretty fantastic. Yet we still get, well, McDavid's going to leave.
Do we?
Well, one of my buddies who lives in Toronto was getting that.
Oh, sure.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. I wonder who that was.
I wonder if you put the black eye patch on before going in to the Ice House, if they'd be like, ooh, this guy means business.
If I put the black...
Yeah, like lean into
my
it
irate patch?
Maybe
my pirate patch? Did I just say irate patch?
Yeah.
My irate pirate. I'm
an
an irate pirate.
Pop the collar, put on the black patch, and they'll just be like, let this guy in. He knows somebody. Right?
I just say I know Tom, and they let me in. I just say I'm going on Tom's show.
See if just the patch alone works first. No credentials, nothing. Just say I'm here. Open the gate.
I'm with organized crime.
I have arrived. Try it.
I'm not going to do that.
Be a great social experiment.
Jason Milne and I are coming to you from the Banquet Studio. Strike up some fun at the Banquet Bar. Bowling, drinks, and a great time with friends. Get real, play hard at the Banquet. What were we going to talk about here?
We were going to talk about
we meandered.
The afternoon debate. About
okay, we'll do it now.
Sure.
The afternoon debate presented by Edmonton Garrison Memorial Golf Club. Fall in, golfers. Edmonton Garrison Memorial Golf Club is open to the public and memberships are still available. Join the ranks today and experience top-tier golf with a proud military tradition. For more info, visit egmgolf.com.
Coyote Steve in the nasty chat. Reid and Jay, how did NHL safety team not call for Shifley to go to the room for concussion protocol? We're going to talk about that when we get into buying or selling. That's going to come up at 5 o'clock. So that question will be brought up for sure. Well, this afternoon debate, this goes back to something that Mark Spector wrote initially, right?
Yep.
How the Oilers are first in possession time in all situations. They're first in possession time, 5-on-5 situations. Yet they're 15th out of 16 teams with 13 penalties drawn. They have the largest discrepancy in the NHL postseason. They're tied with the Jets in penalties drawn and penalties, awarded at -7.
Okay.
They're -7 in that category. How is that? If the puck is on your stick the most, how do you still lead that?
Okay, well, that's a very nuanced question. So the general assumption about hockey is that the more you have the puck, the more good things happen to your team.
Correct.
Number 1 being a goal. Number 2 being a scoring chance. And I suppose number 3 would be drawing a penalty. So I guess the question would be, how many times have the LA Kings committed a foul that was blatantly obvious and not called by the referee when the Oilers had the puck? Perhaps McDavid being tripped in Game 4. Perhaps Connor Brown having his stick slashed in Game 4. I guess he didn't have the puck, but perhaps Evander Kane being cross-checked from behind by Brant Clark.
Or when Byfield literally had the puck.
Well, that was not a penalty. It would have. Well, I guess it's the call. It is a violation that would have given the Oilers a penalty, not a penalty shot.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that's a fair question to ask. Should the Oilers have more power plays given how much they've had the puck in this series? And so in the last game, the Kings had 3 power plays and the Oilers had 2. And LA virtually never had the puck, quite frankly.
Yeah, LA
Nurse did trip the guy going to the corner.
Yes.
Nurse was guilty of a hook. That was probably good. I forget the call that they scored on. But perhaps the alternative would be, well, if the Oilers outshot them 2-1, the penalties probably should have been 5-3 or 6-3, not 3-2 for LA.
Is there a bit of a Connor McDavid effect here, where, if you watch how he plays and the pressure he puts on the opposing team's defense, you could call a penalty almost on every rush?
Yeah, maybe. We've talked about that before.
Because I don't agree with that. I think that is just a BS, I guess, excuse. If that is NHL officiating, if it's a penalty, it's a penalty.
Right. It should be called.
Now,
especially if it's a blatant penalty.
Yeah.
If the game is tied or it's tense and refs say we're not calling a 50-50 call, I can actually live with that.
Yeah. Yes.
I can actually live with that.
Yeah, in a tight game or overtime or down the stretch in the third period. Sure. Put the whistle away. But as you saw with Gavrikov in the overtime, tripping Connor McDavid, you have to call that.
And the Oilers did get a power play in overtime. So, but again, in that third period, Brown had his stick broken with a slash, and McDavid was trying to go in on the left wing and got tripped by Lewis, and that wasn't called, and 2 other similar trips had been called. So now the other option could be, people could say, well, Reid, the Kings know how to defend. They know how to defend when they don't have the puck. They're comfortable doing that, which they were for a lot of Game 4. They were just playing the good old prevent defense, which ultimately prevented them from winning. So it's a nuanced question. Like, I don't know if I can simply say, well, this team had more shots or more puck possession, so why didn't they get more power plays? Maybe the other team legitimately didn't commit any fouls. But yes, big picture, I would say the power play discrepancy, 6 more for the Kings? Now, the Oilers had a puck over the glass, right, and they had a failed challenge. So those aren't penalties being called against them. per se, right? Like those are automatically enforced.
But you had said about, and this comes in the nasty chat from Nicholson, wouldn't a video challenge be something for the NHL to think about? Every team has one per game, so stuff like Byfield covering the puck or Ekblad's elbow can be challenged. And don't forget, Ekblad got suspended for 2 games.
Right.
And that was not called a penalty on the ice.
I would still personally, I don't mind how the challenge system is working now. I'm not a fan of the offside challenge, but generally they get it right. Generally it's black or white, even if it's by a millimeter, right? Goalie interference is confusing. I've learned a lot about it. I still think generally they get it right. I don't know if I want to see a world where a coach can challenge anything. But I do think, and I predicted this yesterday, I think they're going to add a missed penalty shot to something a coach can challenge next year. Because they can challenge a missed stoppage. Oh, it was a hand pass and it didn't get called. I think they're now going to say, wait a minute, Buddy covered that in the crease. And that may never come into play. May come into play once or twice a year. I don't think it'll come into play that often. But I think they're going to add that because that was such a blatantly missed call.
That's not a missed stoppage.
I don't think that's
Byfield
what, I
covering,
don't think that's what you can put in.
But essentially, as soon as his hands go on the puck.
But then you could argue any penalty was a missed stoppage. So I think it's like puck. Okay. It's a hand pass played with a high stick, things like that.
Yep. You know who's drawn the most penalties in the playoffs?
Which player?
No, the team.
I don't know. Carolina.
St. Louis. 34.
Against Winnipeg.
34.
So they can't be all power plays. It must be penalties drawn, including 4-on-4s and stuff like that. I would think.
Yeah, it's penalties drawn.
Right. Yeah, it's... Look, I think as long as McDavid is on the team, we're going to keep having these types of discussions because I think you nailed it, Jay. Are there nights where the referees say, he's absolutely flying, I can't call every time he's impeded?
Yeah, and to take it further, you can't punish a team for having the greatest skater in the world on the ice.
No, they shouldn't.
But it seems as though they are.
Yeah, no, that's fair. It's just like, and again, with the Byfield thing, did the ref say, I don't want to award a penalty shot into such a key situation?
You can't do that.
But then you're punishing the Oilers for creating all that dilemma in front of the net.
You cannot do that.
Yeah. All right. Cactus Cut Potato. Ooh, that makes me hungry. Says, refs have zero accountability or really any reason to do a better job. Well, the best reason they have to do a better job is personal advancement.
Well, yeah, and you can guarantee that the refs that were in Game 5.
Should I say my line?
Sure.
Okay, Kendrick Nicholson.
Yep.
Missed the penalty shot.
Yep.
See if he works the second round.
Highly doubtful?
I haven't watched enough of his other stuff, but to me, he missed a pretty bad one. So I've said this I've said this for years. If you're watching a regular season game or you watch a lot of hockey and you think this is a poorly refereed game, write down the name of the two refs and see how many times you write down their names during the course of the season and then see who gets the better playoff assignments.
Fair enough.
Yeah. All right. 780-218-9999, the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. You can email Reid at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. You can jump into the nasty chat on YouTube. If you are on YouTube,
you want to give Clue 3
I'll give Clue 3. Click away at that thumbs up button. We are in double word of the day territory and quickly approaching 200. So don't delay.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
All right. Clue number 3 in the Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game is green. So the 3 clues so far, Bears, Falcons, and green. For the first time ever, when we get back, Jay's Play of the Day on Edmonton Sports Talk, presented by Play Alberta.
Calvin Picker gets a start for the Oilers in Game 6 against the Kings. Join Tom Gazola live on location at the Canadian Ice House at 6:30 for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show alongside Hernan Salas, or tune in only on EST. 3 other games are on tap. Minnesota hosts Vegas in Game 6. The Golden Knights are up 3-2 in the series, while the Leafs need just one win against the Senators to make it to the second round before the Avs and Stars duke it out. Dallas leading the series 3-2. And Hockey Canada has named its first 15 players to play at this month's World Championship. Calgary's Mackenzie Weegar-Nodobson of the Islanders making the squad. There's 2 games that dot the NBA slate. Clippers and Nuggets tip off. LA with their backs up against the wall in Game 6, while the Knicks can get past the Pistons up 3-2 in their series. And baseball has tons of action. Toronto and Boston battle just after 5 o'clock. Jose Barrio takes the mound for the Jays in extra innings. Right now, the Twins have taken a 3-2 lead in the bottom of the 10th against the Guardians. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and surrounding areas since '93. They have doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, they got plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff today at Windsor Plywood Leduc. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. A brand new segment here on the Reid Wilkins Show brings us back on the other side of the break.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazola and Hernan Salas, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Time out, Edmonton. The new Play Alberta app has arrived, and it's here to make your gambling experiences more fun, exciting, and secure. Enjoy the convenience of hundreds of casino games, betting live on your favorite sports teams, and access to lotteries all in one place, anywhere in Alberta. Enter code YEG50 to receive a $50 free bet when you make a $5 minimum deposit. That's a $50 free bet for new and existing users using code YEG50. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems, but did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Holset, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
Downsizing, upsizing, or staging your home to sell? Sentinel Storage is Edmonton's team for affordable storage solutions. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
Sentinel Storage, proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
There we go. Nice, energetic music. Thanks to Charlie for throwing this in there. St. Louis Blues stuck in Winnipeg here. Some issues with their plane. I don't know if they've left yet, but they've certainly been delayed. All right, so that could have an impact for them going into Game 6 at home. Jets now up 3-2 in the best of 7. We're going to talk a little bit about a bit of a back and forth between the two coaches in that game as we move through the course of the afternoon. Oilers and Kings, 8:20 puck drop officially at Rogers Place tonight, 8:20. So we're with you until 6:30, an extended edition of the show. We are creeping up on 200 thumbs, so keep clicking away there if you're watching on YouTube. And then at 6:30, Tom Gazola takes over with the Oil Stream GCL Diesel pregame show. Hernan Salas will be on as well. I'm going to join Tom when I head downtown after this show. So I'll join him in the ice house, then I'll go watch the game, and then I'll go back over and hang out with. I'm so lucky, eh?
You really are.
Get to go hang out with Tom, and I think Uwanuk's going to sit next to me in the press box.
Are you going to have a bite at the ice house?
I have been just having some wings at the ice house. Yeah, just keeping it simple.
Let me ask you this, Reid.
Yes.
What's the go-to flavor for Mr. Reid Wilkins?
I just get salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper, huh?
Yeah.
Ranch or blue cheese, or none of the above?
They bring me ranch.
Do you use it?
Yes. Oh, yeah, for sure I do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the ranch.
Are you bring me an extra ranch kind of guy?
No.
No.
I just take what I get.
Okay. Fair enough. That tells a lot about a person. Tivas and salt and pepper chicken wings.
Thank you. All right, here we go. Edmonton Sports Talk, now presented by Play Alberta. What a great partnership we have going on there. Experience all the excitement of the casino in the palm of your hand. Download the Play Alberta app today and deposit $20 using the EST exclusive promo code 100casino. So the number 100 directly followed by the word casino for a $100 casino bonus. And for the first time ever, on the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne, it is Jay's Play of the Day, presented by Play Alberta.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, Dusty kind of stole the thunder here. I was really wanting a Zach Hyman goal because I like the way he's been playing lately. I think he's due, and quite frankly, the odds are good. So here's the deal. You go to Play Alberta, whether you download the app on your phone or if you're on your laptop, playalberta.ca, you click on sports, you go to the left side, and boom, right there, EST specials. So right now there's the early bird bet, there's Dusty's Play of the Day, the Lock Shop Partner Parlay, the grandest EST Parlay, and Jay's Play of the Day.
Cool.
So here's what I did. The Oilers, I think, need to, and I believe they will come out quite aggressive, quite fast. So I was trying to find something that would say or suggest that the Oilers are going to come out fast, get on the board early. And I did just that. And actually, it's great odds. So Jay's Play of the Day, the first ever for Play Alberta, is the Edmonton Oilers to score first in the first period.
Okay.
So Oilers to score first in the first period, that is currently at plus 100. So if you bet $5, you're going to get $5. That is an even money bet. Now, through the course of this, if there's somebody that's new to this and doesn't know what's this plus stuff, what's plus 203, what's minus 110, just ask. I can easily take care of that for you, as well as everybody that works here, really. But Reid, I mentioned this bet to you.
Yep.
Big Uke says, I like the play, Jay. And I've had several people in Gold Medal Mark. Actually, do you remember the 70,000 ton cruise?
Yes,
medal
absolutely.
Cruise?
Yes.
That's Gold Medal Mark. He's riding with Jay. Yeah. Chris Sadaway sent in a note, said he's riding with Jay. When I mentioned this to you, because here's what it was. I was between two. I was between Oilers getting on the board in the first period first.
Okay.
And I was also looking at the over.
Okay.
But I in talking to you, you helped me. You said, let's settle on this one.
I find that hard to believe, Jay.
Well, you have to take this kind of advice from a man with a patch, right? Who wouldn't?
Yeah, gambling advice. Yeah.
Right? Who wouldn't? So what did you think when I told you about this, and why do you like it?
I like it. I just put $5 on it.
I'm
not a big wager guy.
Woo!
So now I have my odds set up, and this is what I like about the Play Alberta website. I don't have the pluses and the minuses. I have the horse racing style odds.
Yes.
So 2.00. So 2.00 to 1. So I know if I bet $5, I get 10 back.
Yeah. So you can change those metrics.
So
on the app.
am I using the American or the European odds?
European.
I'm using. Aren't I fancy?
Yeah. Are you being sitting
maybe
down? Or are you standing up?
Maybe I'll get a crumpet with that at the same time.
I like the plus and minus, but yes, the European odds.
It's easier for me
make
to
it
understand
easier
those,
because it's just what you have.
The bigger the
by
number, the longer the shot it is.
That's right.
So to speak, or the more you might get. I like this because I think that the Oilers are coming off a game in which they played really well. They started game 3 really well on home ice. So I think they will score first, and I think it will be in the first period. Because it specifically has to be the first goal in the first period.
Yes.
If it's a scoreless first, and the Oilers score 5 seconds into the second period, unfortunately, today's Play of the Day is the tuba noise that I always get for failing at everything I do.
But fear
I
not.
don't think you're going to fail.
Because we're going to get this.
Yeah, I think we're going to get that. So I think that's a good one because I think the Oilers, again, like we saw last game, have all 4 lines going. I think it could be anybody that scores it. I don't necessarily think it's just going to be one of the big guys that who are getting chances. So, yeah, I like this one a lot, Jay.
Well, and just a reminder that there are other promotions for the month of May from Play Alberta. There's the casino which is promo code 100 casino. That's deposit 20 or more and get $100 casino bonus. And if you don't want to put $20 in and you don't want to, get the $100 free bet, you could still get the YEG 50. So that's, you put in $5.
Yep.
And you get a $50 free bet. So you can have a chance to turn that 50 into 100 with Jay's play of the day. And just a reminder to always use your game sense. Why settle for less when you can have it all? Only Play Alberta brings you casino games, live dealers, lottery, instants, and sports betting all in one place. New players can choose their offer. Deposit 20 with a promo code 100 casino and get $100 or $100 free bet with 100 sports. Play smart, play local, and always use your game sense. Wouldn't that be fantastic if Dusty's play of the day?
Well, that's what it is.
Okay,
incredible.
hang on. Here's the ideal situation. What are we even thinking here? Dusty's play of the game hits, and Zach Hyman scores a goal in the first period to make it 1-0 for the Oilers, which essentially makes Jay's play of the day hit.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Can you imagine?
I could imagine.
I can imagine.
I'm an upbeat, positive guy.
Hey, there you go.
And what I love about our partnership with Play Alberta is you go to their website, you click on sports, and then right on the left-hand side on that menu, it says EST specials. So it's not like, we're off and running with this incredible partnership with them. And it's not as if, that we're buried on their website or something like that. Like we're right in that main left-hand part of the menu. Sports betting, you click on EST specials, and then they all show up. Or the early bird bet, Dusty's play of the day, the lock shop partner parlay, the Grand Est parlay, that's a big one, and then Jay's play of the day are all right there. So if you just want to see what are the EST guys talking about, what are they looking at, what's a fun bet I could do to go along with Jay or go along with Dusty, or perhaps go against Jay or Dusty. Sometimes that's fun too. Then you can just click on EST specials and you're off and running. And all these promo codes, I used one of the promo codes today. I may have spun a roulette wheel while at work online. Not just saying.
Hey, when you're a partner with Play Alberta, that's A-okay, Reid. That's actually encouraged.
Yeah. But this is what I like about Play Alberta is the website's easy to use. Like I mentioned how we're featured on there, which selfishly is awesome.
It's wicked awesome. Yes.
There's the casino stuff. There's all the sports stuff, and I've done this in the past too. You can get lottery. Like there was a big lottery draw a few months ago, and I usually, I don't always get a lottery ticket, but this one was like,
when it's enough money,
you got to spend your $5 or $10 to try to win $70 million. And I'd forgot to get a ticket. I was like, I wonder if I could get it online. You go on there, you pick a quick pick. You get if you want the extra, you want the extra, and it just you have your lottery ticket online. And then I think I was lucky enough I didn't win a lot. I think I got maybe a free ticket and a couple bucks. But then it's just right there. It's just in your account. You don't have to go claim it or anything like that. So it's a great website. We're so excited to be partnered with them.
Absolutely. And I must be honest here. When I went to playalberta.ca and we were prepping for the show, and I saw under the EST specials when it said Jay's play of the day.
Yeah.
I got goosebumps.
Yeah.
I went on my phone, I went on the Play Alberta app, and I took a screenshot of it.
Yeah.
And I highlighted it and circled it. And I sent that to everybody in my phone. And I
didn't get that.
I said, well, you were right in front of me.
Oh, you didn't need to send it to me.
I sent it to my parents.
I could tell you were excited.
I sent it to my parents. I said, look, Mom, I've made it.
Yeah. You forced me to sling furniture all those years. Now
look what I could have been doing.
I'm happy. Hey, Pearl. Is Pearl watching right now?
Oh, always.
Is she gonna
You could say you bet on yourself.
Is she going to be offended?
Coob. No, my mom, no, she loves it. She's a willing participant, Reidrick.
People are now calling me Captain Reid Sparrow, which at least makes me laugh because I am incredibly uncomfortable.
I'm sorry, buddy.
It's not your fault.
And we're not just, we're going to be all over the place. We're going to be hammering CFL. We're going to be hammering NFL.
Yeah, Blue Jays,
NHL playoffs, MLB.
Yeah,
you name it.
Nubba.
We're going to be on it. And
Jasmine's favorite team.
And I do want to.
Where's Jasmine going this weekend?
Yeah. Play Alberta. We need a line on Jasmine's bottle
holiday
service.
destination. Yeah.
Over and under. How many times on the trip?
No, but it's going to be great.
It will be great. And I think one day a week, Reid, you and I are going to build something.
Oh, I'm fine with that.
And we'll put together a little bit of a parlay because I like the long shots too. I like putting together a little bit of a parlay to boost the odds. and a 3, 4, 5 leg parlay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get on that, and the folks over at Play Alberta,
those are fun. Those are fun,
and they work with us.
And the great thing about those, if it's like 18-1, well, then you can bet smaller.
Oh, absolutely.
Because we respect some people are like, hey, I know some people are on. You know what, guys? Oh, I don't know about this. You can bet $2. It's okay. You better bet 5. Like I bet 5. Maybe I'll win 10. But sometimes those ones it's like, oh, I can bet 5 and I can win 100. Why not? Why not? Right? We got to build some of those for people.
Oh yeah, those are the ones you put $1 on it and you could win, $80. Those are fun.
Yeah,
they're long. And don't forget, folks. Just a little reminder. I'm going to tease something here, Riedrich.
Oh no, do I even know about this? I might not.
Guess what happens the first weekend of every May?
Oh, it's the Derby.
Yeah, baby.
Kentucky. Is that Saturday already?
Yeah, baby.
Oh yeah, geez.
Guess where Jay's Play of the Day's going tomorrow? Ooh, it's going to Louisville.
Horsey, coo.
Nay. We're gonna be betting.
If we ever own a racehorse, we're gonna name him Horsey Coo.
Horsey Coo. I do own a racehorse. Really? I have 3 of them at home. Well, I guess they're not technically
retired.
They run fast.
Okay.
I can nickname one Horsey Coo.
A lot of the chuck wagon horses I used to cover were retired thoroughbreds who could still run quite fast, like into their late teens.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah, so that's pretty good. Leon Draisaitl is the Oilers thoroughbred. He's a Hart Trophy nominee. Has these comments on Kings goalie Darcy Kemper.
Well, he's certainly playing well, but I think we have gotten to him. We've scored a lot. He's a great goalie. I mean, obviously, makes a lot of great saves, and gives them a chance to win every night. So, we're looking to continue that tonight.
All right. And more on the Oilers, of course, as we continue to count you down to game time. Tom Gazola is going to join us in the final hour of the show. We are going to get a double word of the day. We need a few more clicks to get to 200 thumbs, so don't delay any longer. If you're in the nasty chat, good thumb participation as always, but let's keep going with, did that sound funny? Good thumb participation?
It always does.
Well, the word thumb is a fun word. Good thumb participation. We've been getting over 200 every day in the playoffs.
Yeah.
We know that a show record's not going to happen all the time. We could still get there today, but let's at least get to 200 and then keep flying from there.
Reid, can I just say something here quickly before we go? Old School Nasty said, so in theory, I could deposit $25 and place a $175 bet on Jay's Play. And why he's saying that is because there's 2 promotions that are available for current and existing or new and existing users. So you can download 20 and get the free $100 bet. Then deposit 20, get the $100 bet. Then go deposit another 5 and get the $50 free bet when you use code YEG50. So yeah, you can get 150 in free bets just for using the promo codes that we're giving you. YEG50 on the $5 bet and 100 sports on the $20 bet. So great point, Old School Nasty.
All right. 780-218-9999, River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. We got a break. We got the Coob. We got Tom Gazola. What a show. Back in a couple minutes.
The EST Hangout.
Actually, Pickard's been great. He's got the net as long as it can go.
Don't tell that to Tommy.
No, I know. I forgot Tommy was going to be at the rink today, but I was going to mention that and see what his thoughts were.
It's his net. He's the starter.
You have to go with the hot hand.
And he's played well.
Yeah, even if he loses a game, he deserves a chance to rebound.
Yeah, he does.
Absolutely.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Spin to win Fridays at the Banquet. Every Friday, spin the wheel for a chance to win big and save on your bill. It's that easy. Spin, win, and save. Don't miss out. Details at thebanquetbar.com. The Banquet. Get real. Play hard.
Timeout, Edmonton. The new Play Alberta app has arrived, and it's here to make your gambling experiences more fun, exciting, and secure. Enjoy the convenience of hundreds of casino games, betting live on your favorite sports teams, and access to lotteries all in one place, anywhere in Alberta. Enter code YEG50 to receive a $50 free bet when you make a $5 minimum deposit. That's a $50 free bet for new and existing users using code YEG50. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
At Mind360, we invite you to embark on your mental health journey in a safe and comfortable space. Conveniently located in St. Albert, Mind360 has a diverse team of experienced clinicians that offer a broad range of tailored services for children, adults, and families. Furthermore, we are very proud to serve our military, veterans, and first responders. If you're looking for counseling, treatment, or assessment, understand that you are not alone. Contact Mind360 at mind360.ca to book an appointment today.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Hart Trophy finalist Leon Draisaitl and the Oilers can get past the Kings in Game 6. Tom Gazola, Hernan Salas, they tee up the action during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show live at the Canadian Ice House at 6:30. You can listen or watch only on EST. And in just a moment, the Senators challenge the Leafs to try and push 7 games in their series, while Minnesota looks to stay alive in Game 6 against Vegas before Colorado hosts Dallas. The Stars hoping to take the series 4-2. Meanwhile, 15 players have been named to represent Team Canada overseas at this month's World Championship. San Jose's Macklin Celebrini making the team. And basketball has 2 Game 6s. Knicks and Pistons open up the night. Detroit with their back up against the wall, while the Clippers challenge the Nuggets to try and force a Game 7. And just after 5 o'clock, the Jays and Red Sox meet. Jose Barrios gets the ball for Toronto right now. Just 1 game live in the first inning. It's scoreless between the Phillies and the Nationals. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. The Reid Wilkins Show rolls on.
Oh, they are going nuts in Ottawa. Game's about to start. Sens were down 3-0. They're now on home ice for Game 6 against the Leafs. Leafs still do lead the series 3-2. I have a cousin who I'm not really close to. I get I think I've mentioned I have family in Ontario. I was born in Southern Ontario. Didn't live there for very long. But I do have family in Ontario. So this is one of those cousins. He's younger than me, probably, 15-ish years. I don't see him a lot, but we get along quite well. Very occasionally text, very occasionally. So I brought him up here during the break, and I just wrote him, "They going to win?" He says, "I'm a doomer, so no way." I said, "Sorry." He said, "Ha, thank you for your condolences." I said, "They will win. I believe the Leafs are going to win this game. I think they're good." But, man, they are going nuts in Ottawa. Who says Ottawa is a boring government town? Look at these maniacs, Jay. They're unhinged.
They are. Everybody looks red. That's neat.
I think it's lighting. Maybe they're just that angry.
Maybe they're just angry.
Look how fired up we are. We're turning ourselves red. We've mutated. We are the Super Senators. Now we must come for you. Yes, everybody, I have one voice for every character, okay? I assume you're not here for acting lessons. Well, there's slight differences between that voice, the bookbinder, and Hans Gruber. Slight differences.
Can you do the Bond villain? Because I think you should roll with that for obvious reasons.
You want me to play the tape?
Well, then you become him too.
Yeah, because I think my Bond villain voice is slightly different.
It is than Hans Gruber.
Do you expect me to talk?
No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
Yes.
But there's that other one, the Bond villain who's like, "And so it's come to this, Mr. Bond. You and me in an underwater cave. My army of androids Yeah, see, then he starts sounding like the bookbinder. Wonder if the bookbinder is going to watch the game tonight. You know, Jay, these 8:20 starts haven't always been good for me. I enjoy getting up at the crack of dawn to bind books by candlelight. But of course, I love the Edmonton Oilers, as you know, and I must take in tonight's game. Perhaps the story of this series shall be a book bound sloppily at first and then beautiful by the end. Jason Milne of Edmonton Sports Talk, presented by Play Alberta. What shall I wager on this evening? Okay, I hope, I don't even know the horses in the Derby. Are there any horses in the Derby whose names could be construed to have anything to do with bookbinding?
Okay, I'm on it.
Or books. That would be amazing.
I think I know where I'm going, but I don't remember all the names.
Well, you're going to have your actual horsey choo-choo pick tomorrow, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Spency 5 cents. He says, my mom found a cookbook from the 1800s that needs binding. Know anyone good? I'll send that my way, Spency 5 centsy, fellow nasty.
Okay, here we go. Citizen Bull.
No.
Neo
Good
Equus.
Okay.
Final Gambit.
That'd be a good name for a book.
American Promise. Admire Daytona. Luxor Cafe. Journalism.
I guess that's the closest one so far.
He's the favorite. Burnham Square. Grande. Flying Mohawk. East Avenue. Oh my gosh, Reid.
We got one. We got a bookbinding horse. We got a bookbinding horse, everybody.
Gate 12 at 30-1. Publisher.
Publisher. Okay. Can I make my own bet tomorrow?
Reid, I think we might have to go with it. We can do a publisher bet.
Just publisher to show.
Right? I think we're going publisher to show.
We got to go publisher
not final,
to show.
But
no.
Okay.
Initial speculation. Leafs and Sens underway, by the way.
Tistastic, Render Judgment, Coal Battle, Sandman, Sovereignty, Chunk of Gold, Owen Almighty, and Baiza.
So journalism is the favorite.
No, journalism is the favorite, yes.
But publisher is one of the longer shots.
30-1.
At 30-1.
Yeah, that would be like, pretty up there. Publisher.
That's awesome.
Well, that was from the Kentucky Derby site. I should probably look at Play Alberta to see what.
Oh, because there might be
there.
different odds.
Yeah.
Okay. That's really cool, though. Like that's highly appropriate. That there's a horse named Publisher for the bookbinder to bet on in the Kentucky Derby.
Now, as we all know, this is something newer to us, so I'm not as familiar with this site. But from what I can see, they do not offer horse racing, Reid. So we'll have to see.
We'll have to check.
I'm gonna look.
It should be there somewhere, shouldn't it?
I don't know.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure something out.
Oh yeah.
We'll figure something out. If not, we'll have. Wait a minute. Oh no, that's something else. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk to the peeps.
We'll talk to the peeps, and we'll see what's going on. All right, 780-218-9999 is how you text us. The afternoon inbox presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the kitchen restaurant. All you can eat prime rib buffet for just $49.99 every Sunday. That is from 4 to 10 p.m. It is time to dive into buying or selling. That is presented by our buddy Damon Bunting, a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 17 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com, or the Instagram handle, Damon Bunting Real Estate. All right.
Okay, Reid. And Coob, if you want to pull up let's first look at what happened with the hits in last night's Winnipeg game. And what ultimately led to, there's 13 minutes left in period one. And Scheifele was, everybody's seen it, but Scheifele was hit by Braden Shen. Now, what this led to in the aftermath of it was something that I don't know. I don't know that I've seen.
Right.
But this was the hit here. And as you can see, I mean, that's
not a legal hit.
That was bad. That was bad. I mean, didn't leave his feet, Reid, but
no,
jumped.
he did not leave his feet. His feet left the ice.
His feet.
He
left
did not
the
leave
ice.
his feet behind when he jumped.
Feet were still attached, but clearly jumped into Scheifele. Okay. Now this was earlier in the period. Scheifele took a hit, and then Schenn kind of finished the job for Scheifele's night, I guess you can say. But this led to an interesting post-game, I guess, couple of comments from Blues coach Jim Montgomery first, and then Jets coach Scott Arniel, which Koo will get up here in a second. But Reid, I know you've already heard these clips.
Yeah.
And I find it incredible that another coach would do this. I don't know why or where or if this has even happened before, but this is completely faux pas. Here's the clip.
Was that, yes, it was about the Schenn hit, and let's make it clear. 55 got hurt from the Faxa hit. He played 6 minutes after the Schenn hit. He didn't come back after he got rocked by Faxa.
Long discussion with the referee before the second. What were your thoughts on the Schenn hit?
Well, I didn't know Monty got his medical degree. I'm trying to say how our player got hurt. He's way off base. Should not make that comment. There's some things that have been going on in this series, and that was a repeat of what we've seen before. A player leaving his feet and then hitting a player in a very unprotected spot, like hitting them in the sense almost blindsiding them. Not happy how the call was made. 2-minute minor. Not even looking at it is what I was upset about. And it is something that we have talked to the league about for 5 games.
So, Reid, what are your thoughts on that? On the comments from the coaches in particular? Well, you could start with the hit and what you thought that should have been.
Well, it's blatant interference. To me, it's a borderline major because he's jumping and he knows what he's doing. He's targeting a player aggressively who doesn't have the puck. Now, Montgomery's saying, oh, that's not where he got hurt. I mean, that's him saying, well, why did he keep playing if he didn't get hurt? I mean, yes, it's cheeky. Yes, I could see why the Jets and their fans and their coach think it's disrespectful. But he's saying, well, if the guy got hurt, why did he stay in the game? He's saying he got hurt later on. The Jets are saying, don't tell us where our guy got hurt. Of course he's going to try to play. He's a tough player. I just think this is part of the playoffs gamesmanship. I think it's as big a faux pas as you do? I don't, though I certainly understand your argument. But I mean, they're heated after the game a little bit, right? And Montgomery's like, okay, fine. Montgomery is saying he was knocked out of the game, but if he wasn't knocked out of the play by that hit if he kept playing. Whereas Arniel is saying, well, he tried to keep playing, but he eventually had to leave the game because of that hit, which was dirty and is happening over and over again.
It's just there's not really a rule about it, Reid. It's an unwritten rule that you don't comment on. And why is Jim Montgomery commenting on that in the first place? Why is he even addressing it? Why does he care when Scheifele had to leave the game? It has nothing to do with him. The only thing I can think of is he's trying to limit, I guess, the exposure to Braden Schenn in trying to say, no, he didn't get hurt there. It was, it was the Faxa hit.
Right.
And saying the hit by Schenn, that was just a good old hockey hit.
Right.
Well, it wasn't. In that situation, and that would really irritate, obviously, the Jets coaching staff, the Jets organization. And quite frankly, that's the wrong thing to do in giving a team that just took a 3-2 series lead a little bit more juice, a little bit more bulletin board material.
Mm-hmm.
Scheifele did not make the trip to St. Louis.
Correct.
Now, the Blues,
we don't know if the Blues
may not have made the trip either. Their plane seems to be stuck on the runway. But I just didn't like it. I don't know what it was for. I don't know. Jim Montgomery maybe went to the same school of coaching as Jim Hiller. I don't know if it was necessary. So that's my take on it. I do think it was out of line. Reid, there's 4 games tonight, all possible series clinching games.
Yes.
Right? Toronto, Ottawa, which we have on the ESTV. Vegas, Minnesota. Dallas, Colorado. And, of course, LA in Edmonton. Buying or selling, Reid, 2 of the 4 series end tonight. In your opinion, buying or selling? 2.
Okay,
so 50%.
You want me to predict.
Yes.
I say the Oilers win. I say the Leafs win. I say Milne in Vegas goes to Game 7. What's the other one?
Dallas, Colorado.
Oh, I say Dallas wins. I say 3 of the 4 end. I say only Minnesota, Vegas goes to Game 7.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I think Ottawa's going to win. I just want to see some butts pucker a little bit more out in Toronto.
Right.
And hear what your friend in Toronto has to say about
my
that.
Cousin, yeah.
And your friend.
Oh, my friend in Toronto, who is not a Leafs fan.
The big cheese out there. The mayor of Athabasca.
Right.
I think Dallas, Colorado is going to go the distance. I think Colorado is going to win. Of course, Game 7.
All right.
But I think Vegas is going to finish off Minnesota. And I think Edmonton is going to close it out against LA.
And you think Ottawa is forcing Game 7?
Yeah. I think.
Fun, eh?
Fun. You can even, there's odds on that on Play Alberta as well. Okay, we got to get into this quick. Buying or selling that 100 people could take on and take down
100?
100.
Yes.
A silverback gorilla.
Yes, I would say so. Like, he would just be overwhelmed event. Like, he'd kill some people along the way. But yes, I think that 100 people, that's a lot of people. To just swarm,
what do you think would be the one where it'd be like, ooh, that's 50-50. How many people? 20?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like, the guys were talking about 10. Because you'd have to have a plan, though. Like, if you had 10 people against the silverback gorilla, you would have to have a plan. Who's going to try to grab what? How are we going to take away what he can do? And you don't have any weapons, right?
No.
Like, he could smash your head with one punch.
Well, it's one of these things that we just unfortunately have to wait and see. We've got to find 100 people
let's
that
hope
want to do
someday
it.
that we can find out ourselves.
Reid, in this world, it may happen. And like, it may happen. But yeah, I don't know. I think 100 people is easy. I think 100 people could do it.
Yeah, just eventually, like, a lot of people would lose their lives, but they eventually would get through to the gorilla.
I said earlier that I think the EST crew would probably get beat. All of us.
Well, I wouldn't do well, especially in my current condition.
Well, unfortunately, Reid, you'd probably be one of the early ones to leave.
Yes.
To leave us.
Right.
Essentially, you'd be used to tire out the gorilla. Let's just say that.
Oh, thanks. Ottawa going to the power play, 12-12 left in a scoreless first period. Game 6 between the Senators and the Leafs. Tom Gazola standing by to join us.
Hart nominee Leon Draisaitl and the Oilers can punch their ticket to the second round of the playoff action with a win tonight against the Kings in Game 6. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show with Tom Gazola and Hernan Salas as Gazzola goes live from the Canadian Ice House at 6:30, only on EST. 3 other games are on tap right now. It's the Sens and Leafs underway as Ottawa hopes to push their series to 7 games. That one's scoreless, just over 8 minutes into action before the Avs and Stars duke it out as Dallas controls 3-2 in their series. And from Minnesota, the Wild look to rally against the Knights to push 7 games. The lone WHL playoff matchup has Spokane eyeing a series sweep against Portland, and 2 teams are on the brink of elimination in basketball. The Pistons trail the Knicks 3-2, while the Nuggets hold the Clippers against the wall in Game 6. And after rebounding from with a 7-6 win last night, Toronto and Boston are rematching there in the bottom of the first. Runless Anthony Santander at bats with 2 outs for the Jays. This sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring, proudly serving Edmonton and area for over 30 years. Their West End showroom is open 7 days a week. You can also shop online at paramountflooring.ca. Tom Gazola joins Reid Wilkins and Jay Milne next. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
Luke Gazdick with us on the show this morning.
Matthias Janmark is an absolute playoff bull. What a bull. I always laugh like during the regular season when, fans get on him because he has bad stretches of games, right? And he's not the greatest skater, doesn't look pretty playing the game. And you're like, man, what is this guy doing here? And then the playoffs show up every year and he's an absolute lunatic out there.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric, presented by South Fort Chevrolet. Weekday mornings 6 to 9, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Strike up some fun at the Banquet Bar. Bowling, drinks, and a great time with friends where the good times roll. Whether you're here to bowl or just hang out, the Banquet Bar is your go-to spot. Get real, play hard at the Banquet.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Your home for great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino.
My mother used to let us not lock the doors. She's like, if you're locking the doors inside of the house, it means you're doing something you shouldn't be doing. Yeah, that's why we lock the doors.
Host of the Bad Friends and Whiskey Ginger podcast, don't miss Andrew Santino, Freeze Peach, live at the River Cree May 22nd.
Michael, what are you doing? We have locks on the outside of the house to keep criminals from coming inside. There's no criminals inside of this house. Yes, there are, Karen.
Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. Excitement, bet on it.
And there they go to Sentinel Storage. The snowblower and winter gear goes in. They shoot, we store.
Need extra space? Store your winter gear with Sentinel Storage and win extra space at home. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca. Proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
We are one thumb on YouTube away from 200. So get in there and click. Maybe you'll be that 200 thumb. Another good thumb day for the show. We're still with you for another hour, though. So don't delay. Share the link with other people who want to get ready for the Oilers and the Kings tonight. 8:20 face-off at Rogers Place. We will be with you till 6:30. Tom Gazola and Hernan Salas take over the stream with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show at 6:30. Tom is going to join us here in about 44 seconds. Chris Knobblock expecting a big performance from his opponent, the LA Kings, tonight. Goob, can you turn my board on? Oh, hang on.
Absolutely.
There we go.
We know that they're a good hockey team, going to play with a lot of desperation. They feel that they can beat us. And for us, we need to match our level of play that we had in Game 5 as much as possible. I thought everybody was pulling in the right direction and contributing the way they should. And even though we played a heck of a game, it almost wasn't enough. So we expect a very strong push from LA, and we're going to have to elevate our game.
All right. So, I expect both teams to play their best games of the series. Jay and I are in the Banquet studio. Spin to win Fridays at the Banquet. Spin the wheel for a chance to win big and save on your bill. Details at thebanquetbar.com. This guy tonight will be one level down from the Banquet in Ice District Plaza at the Ice House from the Oil Stream. It's our good buddy Tom Gazola checking in. Hello, Tom.
Hello, Reid. What's up?
Well, doing the Reid Wilkins Show with Jason Milne on Edmonton Sports Talk, presented by Play Alberta. Jay has a play of the day for the first time ever. You can go on playalberta.ca, click on EST specials, and you'll see it along with some other featured wagers that we have. That's going on. And we have Game 6 between the Oilers and the Kings. Now, Tom, you were there. You're fortunate enough to be able to attend the morning skates. What was the vibe you were sensing from the Edmonton Oilers?
Well, let me tell you what, Reid. It was a good atmosphere, and it wasn't wasted on anyone. So I'll tell you that the players were feeling it in the Oilers locker room. They were harnessing the energy. But in the Kings locker room, they were pushing the negative energy out and accepting the good energy. So very different rooms. One group ornery, the other group pleasant. But all jokes aside, actually the Oilers were in a pretty good mood. It was pretty chipper in that locker room. LA, they know that their backs are against the wall. So that's kind of what I took away from the rink. Actually, I hadn't talked to Warren Fogle since he left Edmonton. I went to former Oilers PR man Sean May, and I'm like, hey, do you think Fogs will talk? And he goes, well, he's been talking a lot, especially with Edmonton media in LA. And I was like, shoot.
Okay.
I don't think I'm going to get him. And sure enough, Sean goes and he goes, Fogs. And Fogs is like, nope. And then I look at him I'm like, it's for me. He goes, Tom, where were you for games 2 and 3? I was like, on the air, man. And then what about other times, like days between games? I'm like, I was on the air. He's like, why are you here now? I'm like, because I'm not on the air right now.
Was Sean saying this or Fogle?
Fogle. So he was getting snippy with me, and him and I get along really well. And I was like, okay, fine. You know what? I'm requesting you for a one-on-one your first game back, and I will get that one-on-one. But that's just an example of how the players deal with all of this, and it's not always easy peasy.
All right. That's interesting that Fogle was probably being a little bit playful, but also making a point. And I do understand some of those guys, like they don't want to talk every game because
exactly.
You know, the questions, I mean, even as someone who asks questions, I know they can get repetitive and they don't want to feel like they're being drawn into anything. So Chris Knobblock was asked by Stoff about the refs.
Yeah.
And it was kind of funny how he said there's 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and you criticizing the officials. Though he clarified he didn't mean Bob, he just meant the hockey world. Jay had some of the numbers and credit to Speck as well for putting those in an article about the Oilers' puck possession and how maybe if you look at those puck possession numbers, the Oilers should have had more power plays than they have in this series. Is that oversimplifying things, or is there are the Oilers maybe due a break or two here? And they did get a power play in overtime to win the game.
Yeah.
But is there something to this in your mind, or is this just part of the inconsistency of playoff hockey?
There have been times in this series where I've gone, why was that not called? And it has been against Edmonton. I try to be as down the line as possible. I know we're stuck to the hip with this team. And we like to see the city happy, and their success goes a long way in making the city happy. But I try to be as objective as possible when it comes to the officiating. Now, don't get me wrong, the linesman pissed me off beyond belief. I mean, we've got into that so many times. Edmonton has had 12 power plays. They've clicked on 4 of them. The Kings have gone 8 for 18. I don't think it's as egregious a discrepancy as some would make it out to be. It is notable. And there have been times where I sit there and I'm like, why wasn't that called? That was a clear penalty. And the Oilers should have gotten a power play. And I think it's fair. So, yeah, I would give Oiler fans and the Oilers the benefit of the doubt and say, probably could be a little bit more even. But, they put themselves in a situation. They've overcome that circumstance. And as long as it's called as fairly as possible tonight and possibly in Game 7, that's really all you can ask for. But don't get me wrong. My level of expectation for the officiating is so low, and I will maintain that until they prove me wrong, which they haven't for many years now, that when they lay an egg in whatever officiating crew is working whatever game, whether it's an Oilers game or a Montreal-Washington, I don't care. I have very little expectation for the officials in the National Hockey League, unfortunately.
Tom Gazola joining us here on the Reid Wilkins Show on Edmonton Sports Talk. Tom's going to be hosting the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show coming up right here, right after the extended Reid Wilkins Show at 6:30 with Hernan Salas. And is it Cass today joining you?
Cass will be on post-game. Reid's filling in on Game Changers. And Bernstein will be with me probably pretty quickly out of the gate. We'll get Dennis all fueled up, get him some food, and then he'll hop on around 6:40. And then Cass will be back post-game for sure.
Okay, Tommy. Hey, I wanted to ask, I haven't had the chance to ask you this, but, what do you attribute the change, the shift from this team to, looking somewhat discombobulated earlier on in the series? And now this is a team where, we looked at the ice time from last game, and it went from, a large discrepancy to much tighter, which is a sign of good things for a hockey team. So what do you attribute that change to as they've gone through this series?
Probably a few things, Jay. Knobblock talked about it today. There are guys that hadn't played for a while, this group, and we've talked about it on our shows. This group, which is going to be out there, this roster together, just for like the third or fourth time since game 2, really, when Kane came back and Frederick and Klingberg, who's been a pleasant surprise. This group is just starting to gel quickly. So I think some of it has to do with that. This team in the McDavid era, especially the last couple of years, has a penchant for improving as series wear on, as they, figure out tendencies that their opponent puts before them. And I think that's been part of it too. And then the other thing is like the confidence. I really think that the Oilers are confident against the LA Kings. As soon as they figured out some of the things, like the tendencies of the Kings, and we can impose our will on them, we can beat them, we started to see the tide turn a bit. And it does have to do with, Pickard providing some solid goaltending, the team playing better defense, and they have taken advantage of some mistakes by Jim Hiller, whether that's, his distribution of ice time for certain players, or, 13 of 18 skaters, sometimes 14 of 18. I think all of that has worked together in Edmonton's favor, and they've taken advantage, and good on them. They're going to need to be sharp tonight, and then sharp if they end up in Game 7, and they're going to need to be hopefully better to start a series in round 2, Game 1, if they get there.
All right, Tom, appreciate you coming on. I will be seeing you, I don't know when I'll get there, but I'm on at 7:15, so I'll be there by 7:15. Obviously.
You want steak bites? Can I get you steak bites?
I'll probably get wings.
Okay, get wings. You want frickles?
I don't know what those are.
They're fried pickles.
Oh,
they're lovely.
They are lovely.
I don't know, actually. I've been sticking with the wings. They've been working for me.
They're quite good.
So I might just stick with the wings.
What are you going to eat, Tom?
Yeah, what do you eat?
I don't know. I was thinking of getting steak bites, but I might switch it up today.
Hang on. Are you going to go with mac and cheese?
They don't have game day mac and cheese.
Oh, okay.
It's the game day menu at
okay.
Ice House.
Okay.
So it switches. Come see me.
Yeah, I'll be seeing you. It's going to be awesome, buddy. It's going to be awesome. We'll talk about the game. We'll look at maybe some photos pertaining to the game and stuff like that. So I look forward to it.
Reid, you're excellent. I just want you to know that you've been excellent for a long time. And Jay, I love you.
All right, you are a ray of sunshine, Tom. That is Tom Gazola.
Lovely man.
Checking in. He's a lovely guy. Knowledgeable man. Good stuff.
Such a great colleague.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
That's the beauty of this place, Reid. And you can say that as much as you want, but I think people that watch and consume Edmonton sports talk, because you can't fake that.
No.
You can't fake respect and admiration for your colleagues. And it's just such a... I've never been in a workplace like this.
I agree with that. It's pretty awesome.
Everybody respects each other. Everybody has a say. Everybody's opinions are listened to. And it's just a wonderful work environment. I was talking to Dusty earlier. Sorry to get on a side tangent here, but I think Hernan was singing yesterday, and obviously the Play Alberta, he was looking at Play Alberta and looking at something he's built on Play Alberta's site, EST specials. And I just had to ask him, I said, did you ever dream you could build something like this? And he just soaked it. It seems like he's really soaking it in, which he should. He should be proud of what he's built. And having Play Alberta come on board is huge.
Play Alberta, of course, the presenting sponsor, presenting partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Make your bets count for you and everyone else with the Play Alberta app, with hundreds of player prop bets on the biggest leagues, NFL, CFL, NHL, NBA, Major League Baseball, you name it. You're not just playing for fun, you're supporting your province. Play Alberta revenue helps fund Alberta programs and services. Deposit today with the promo code YEG50, YEG50, and get an EST exclusive $50 free bet to get started. So a lot of reasons to be listening to Edmonton Sports Talk, because we're like, how many promo codes have we given people today? We've given at least 3 on this show, maybe 4.
Well, and follow us on our socials too, because they're going to be out on there. If you're wondering, hey, what did Dusty say earlier? Go follow Dustin on Twitter, and you'll find all that. Or me at Jason Milne. I've posted all that information there. Provided the link so you can go right to the site.
We have soared past 200 thumbs up on YouTube. We're at 221. Let's see if we can get to 200 and 255 would be a great total for this big Game 6, Oilers and Kings. The Oilers trying to end the series and advance to the second round for what, the 4th consecutive year?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty good. Pretty good. Playoff six consecutive years. Looking to get, well, yeah, it would be the 4th consecutive year because they've beaten the Kings the previous 3 years, and they're trying to do it 4 times in a row. Yes, Edmonton Sports Talk presented by Play Alberta. It's 5:40, so again, we're with you until 6:30, and it's an extended show, so make sure you're bringing all your friends and fellow fans in for all our pregame coverage, because there's no break in our coverage today until the game starts, right? This show ends at 6:25, really. Then we give it right to Tom at 6:30 after we play some spots, and then Tom takes it right until 8 o'clock, and then he's on after the game as well. I'm going to be on before the game for Game Changers. I'm going to be on after the game with Tom for Reeds, presented by Edmonton Garrison Memorial Golf and Curling Club. That'll be after work in the dressing room, hopefully a victorious Oilers dressing room. And I got to say it again, Jay. Well, I didn't fully get into it earlier. The value of ending a series as quickly as you could end it. Because even if Vegas and Minnesota wins tonight, you're probably not starting until, I don't even know, maybe Monday, maybe not even Tuesday.
Right.
Like the value of
extra day here,
resting, and even the mental break. I mean, these guys are. It gets a little all consuming in the playoffs. Like I remember we were talking about taxes earlier in the show, right? That I remember Kelly Rudy telling me that he always tried to get his taxes done before playoff time, and if him and his wife had anything going on around the house, or this has to be done around the house, it's either done before the playoffs or we leave it till after. Like he didn't want. I mean, of course, he still was a husband and a dad during the postseason, but anything that was too much, was extra, he's like, I'm not dealing with that. It's the home stuff that I got to do to be a dad and a husband, and then it's hockey. I don't need to worry about the taxes. I don't need to worry about the staircase being renovated, whatever. So the value of ending this series tonight as the Leafs score on the power play with 1:10 left in the first period. Was that their captain that put it in?
I believe it was.
A young man by the name of Ostone Matthews getting the goal. So Toronto up 1-0 late in the first.
I think it's Matt Hughes.
So I got to emphasize that. Like, don't go. I mean, if you go to Game 7, you might lose, but end it tonight. Then your coach is probably giving you the day off tomorrow. You don't have to fly. Right, so there's a day. Some of these guys are single. Some of these guys got wives or girlfriends. Some of these guys might have kids as well. Either way, that's your day to rest and be with them, and maybe not think about hockey for a day, maybe even 2. Right? Maybe there's a meeting at the rink on Saturday, and then you gear up for the next series, as opposed to back on a plane to Los Angeles, in a hotel tomorrow, Friday night, game day skates Saturday, playing. So even if you win in 7, great. You want to win the series, but end it tonight. And as I often say, if you don't play, you're not going to block a shot. You're not going to get body checked. You're not going to get high sticked. You're not going to get nicked up or something that may hinder you in the next series. So I think that's important to remember tonight. Finish this off. And I think the Oilers know that, right? They know the value of that. And they touched on it even after they won Game 4. They could have said, not our night. Well, I guess we'll just have to win a game in LA, and come home down 3-2. They went for it. They said, let's, we've talked a lot this season about this team with intensity and urgency, and maybe they didn't have a lot of it in the first 2 games until it was too late. They've had it since then. So that's been really good.
Well said. Wow.
Well, every once in a while, I just start talking and interesting things come out.
You should talk more. I'm sure everybody listening's like,
I don't know about that.
Can you shut Jay up? Just have Reid talk.
No.
I don't think
we both need to talk. First period ending in Ottawa, so Leafs up 1-0. The shots 7-3 in favor of the Leafs. So Ottawa not generating too much in that period as Ottawa is trying to force Game 7 after being down 3-0. Okay. Coob, sorry, I talked too much. I delayed going to the Coob. We're going to do a double word of the day. We'll sort of reset the scene for the Oilers and the Kings. 8:20 face-off, by the way, is what I was told. So I know people are used to these weird start times. But does anybody wait until 8:20 to turn the TV or the radio on? Like, I think if you're an intense fan, you're like, you're ready. You're not like, well, I'm not, no pregame coverage for me. I'm just going to start.
Yeah, sometimes easing your way into that late game with the prior game, of which you have no attachment, is somewhat nice.
Right.
It kind of gets you going. You're in hockey. Okay, I'm watching hockey, but there's no emotional attachment. That is a good way to ease yourself in. That was a good question, actually. We asked for the off-topic topic the other day when you were off. Was, no, you asked that. How do you distract yourself? No, that was us. Wasn't it? No, that was Matt and I think, right?
Yeah, it was us three.
I can't remember. Okay.
It's how did you distract yourself the day of a game?
Mystery athlete. Nobody has won.
Well, we better get out some
give
clues.
the fourth clue.
What were the first three?
Bears, Falcons, Green, and the fourth clue is Milbury. Milbury. So the clues are Bears, Falcons, Green, and Milbury. You must text your guesses. We only accept guesses texted to the River Cruise Resort and Casino inbox, 780-218-9999. You're trying to win a $25 gift card to Hudson's Canada's Pub. Matt Hyman, who's in Winnipeg and can't win, wanted to know if anybody won.
No.
Bears, Falcons, Green, and Milbury are the clues. Okay, it's 5:45. Here comes the Coop.
The Oilers and Hart Trophy finalists Leon Draisaitl can end their series against the Kings at home tonight in Game 6. Tom Gazola and Hernan Salas preview the action during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show, which goes live at 6:30 from Canada's the Canadian Ice House. You can tune in only on EST. 3 other games around the league. Toronto up 3-2 over Ottawa in their series, looking for the win in 6. The Leafs lead 1-0 on the power play at the end of the first. And after that, the Golden Knights and Wild face off, Mini trailing 3-2 before the Abs battle the Stars, with Colorado fighting for their playoff lives in Game 6. And on the court, the Knicks and Pistons go head-to-head as New York controls the series 3-2. New York is up by 4 points early in the contest. Later, we see the Nuggets and Clippers tip off in Game 6. Denver needing just one win to make it to the second round. While in baseball, the Jays are back in action with the Red Sox. They're in the top of the third inning. Jose Barrios on the mound for the Jays. That one's runless. Elsewhere, the Nationals trail 1-0 to the Phillies in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Reid Wilkins Show rolls on with extended coverage after the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazola and Hernan Salas, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Your brand deserves more than just a whisper, it deserves a buzz. At the Hive Product Marketing, they specialize in promotional products that bring the buzz. From eye-catching giveaways to unforgettable keepsakes, they got the perfect products to make your brand stand out and get noticed. Visit the Hive Product Marketing and let them create the buzz your business deserves. The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Visit them online at thehiveproductmarketing.com.
Must you click?
All right, there's the thumb click remix put together by Zach Kubish. Good thumb total on YouTube. We're 2 dozen away from 255, so let's get there before we sign off at 625. An extended show to lead you into our GCL Diesel pregame show here on Edmonton Sports Talk, presented by Play Alberta. The promo codes for Play Alberta, somebody asking. One of them is 100 Casino. One of them is, where's the other one, Jay?
100 Sports.
100 Sports.
And YEG 50.
Right.
So 100 Sports is
somebody
a $20 deposit.
If you put in Sports 100, that's why it didn't work.
Yeah, I put it in the nasty chat.
Oh, you put it in there.
Yeah.
Okay, bless you, Jay.
Bless me.
You blessed child.
Me blessed.
All right, has anybody won the mystery athlete?
No. Nobody's sniffing at it, Reid.
Should I give the 5th clue right now? I better, because we might need a 6th clue.
I think you should.
All right. The 5th clue for the Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Day. We do this on every Oilers game day on the weekdays on the Reid Wilkins Show. The 5th clue is Ranford. So the clues are Bears, Falcons, Green, Millbury, and Ranford. I hope some clever person will get it now. Texting the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, 780-218-9999.
I'm watching.
Watch closely. Do you think it's going to come in right away?
It's a tricky one, Reid. I'm not going to lie.
Is this one really that tricky?
Well, yes. Yes, it is.
Okay. Well, you guys had some Canadian quarterback. What did you have? A Canadian quarterback drafted?
Taylor Eldersma.
And how many clues did that take to get when I was away?
5.
And that was all Wannock, wasn't it?
Yes.
And he thought he was really being a diabolical little morsel, didn't he?
He was.
He was probably sitting there scheming like,
he was.
I'll never get this one. I'm in Wannock. He drove me to work today, by the way.
You nailed it. Did he?
Nicer to him.
Yeah, you probably should be. How are you getting to the game?
Yeah, I'll just take an Uber. Take an Uber downtown.
Okay.
Yeah. It'll be good. I'm not walking.
You are not.
And I'm not driving. That's for sure.
Lieutenant Eric would probably walk.
Yeah, he's quite a walker, isn't he?
Big
But
time
if I walked to the game, I would not make my 7:15 hit by any stretch of the imagination. It would have to be a 2-hour walk to get downtown from here, wouldn't it?
Well, what's your guess?
Are you going to put the walking time in the app? So it is about, let me see here. It'd be about 80, 85 blocks. So that would probably be, I'd say that's a 2.5-hour walk. No, maybe not. Yeah, I'll say a 2-hour walk.
Wow. If you put the over under at 2 hours, that would be a great one. It would be 1 hour and 57 minutes in if you took the direct route. If you didn't, you could take you 2 hours and 1 minute. That'd be a good one. We should try that.
In the summer, you could do it. Nice day.
I would do it for, just to have fun.
How many does it say? How many kilometers it is? How many kilometers from Rogers Place are we?
9.1. 9.1.
9.1. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I will not be able to walk that.
What, you physically couldn't?
I physically could. I will not do it tonight because I would miss my hit with Tom and I would be late for the game, quite frankly. Jasmine says lots of Oilers jerseys at the airport. So nice to see. That's cool. Thanks for listening, Jasmine.
Where's she off to?
I don't know. Casablanca, probably.
Cancun?
Somewhere exotic, I'm sure. She's a very well-traveled young lady. 780-218-9999 is the afternoon inbox for your text messages presented by River Cree Resort and Casino. featuring Attire Restaurant, home of the $6.99 brunch special from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sundays. All right, do we have a winner now?
Nope.
Okay. We'll do words of the day then.
All right.
The clues are for Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game. Somebody got it?
Nope. Bears,
Falcons, Green, Millbury, and Ranford.
Double check here. Nope.
What's happening? Oh, you're looking for winners. Are people sniffing up the right tree?
No, not at all.
Okay, I'll give another clue before we break at 6.
Okay.
We may have to give it out after 6 o'clock. Let's do our double word of the day.
The
and
word
keep
of the
clicking
day
the thumbs
with
up on
Reid and
YouTube.
Jay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
What do they got to say?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you.
Let's find out.
English, do you speak it? Then you know what I'm saying.
All right, I've been doing very well spelling for about a week and a half. Definitions, I've been so-so.
First word of the day, anadem.
What?
Anadem.
Anadem?
Anadem.
My God. Anadem?
Anadem.
I don't have a clue what this is.
It is a noun.
I'll just go with what I wrote down to begin with, but I don't think this is anywhere near correct. Anadagm. Yeah, no doubt.
Anadem.
Oh, it's very simple.
Very simple.
Anadem. Okay. I will have to sacrifice a half point right away. Can
you want to go?
Oh, wait a minute.
I think you should.
Yeah, use it in a sentence.
Instead of a veil, the bride decided to wear an anadem of jasmine and baby's breath.
Is it like a headpiece for a wedding dress, or almost like a tiara, perhaps?
Made of
flowers. So you have to prompt me. I might get I don't know if I get a
We're going to give you
quarter,
0.5 out of 2.
Oh, you are going to give me 0.5?
We're going to give you 0.5.
Oh,
it's game day.
You're very generous. That's a tough one.
Second word of the day.
Was that one of yours or one of the ones sent in by the mystery contributors?
That was one of mine. This one was sent to me by a good old friend of mine, Dave.
Okay.
He's loves the word of the day segment.
Oh, good.
Lugubrious. Lugubrious.
Lugubrious. Well, again, I'm just going to trust my instincts on this one. Lugubrious. Lugubrious. I got it. Okay. Lugubrious. I don't even know how to break this one down. I will say, wow, I don't even know what I guess brious would be something that you're prone to, or perhaps happens in large numbers. But I don't know what the lugu would come from. I'm trying to think if that has to do with anything that I know about. I will say lugubrious is.
Do you want me to use it in a sentence?
Prone. Let me get one guess on the definition before. You are prone to bumbling and stumbling when you speak. Incorrect.
Not bad. Not bad.
Oh, you suck.
Would you like to take the half point off?
Yes.
His face looked even more lugubrious than usual.
His face looked even more lugubrious than usual. Well, that could be anything. That doesn't really narrow down the definition. I will say...
Do you want me to use it in another sentence?
Yes, please. What is happening?
The diner's dim lighting makes eating there a particularly lugubrious experience.
Dangerous. All right, I don't know this one.
Lugubrious means looking or sounding sad and dismal.
Oh. Okay, so I sort of understood it was likely the appearance of something.
Yep.
And something kind of extreme. But Yeah, I didn't know that. Well, those were good ones today. I spelled lugubrious correct.
You did.
So I got like 1.25 out of 4.
1.5 out of 4.
Not a good day. 1.5 out of 4. Not a great day, but also difficult words.
Library Pat, lugubrious is an awesome choice for word of the day. Well job, glue guy. That comes in once again from Library Pat on the River Cree inbox 780-218-9999.
Do we have a winner in the Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game? All right, the 6th clue. Early 90s Oiler. Bears, Falcons, Green, Millbury, Ranford, early 90s Oiler. Somebody better get it while we're gone. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a quick commercial break. Coop's going to do the sports update. And then in keeping with what has become a winning tradition, we will play the Let's Go Win the Stanley cover of Pour Some Sugar on Me by Def Leppard. We'll play that in its entirety after Coop does the sports update, and then Jay and I will return to take it till 6:25. Hopefully, we have a Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Day winner by then.
Calvin Picker gets a start for the Oilers in Game 6 against the Kings. Join Tom Gazola on location at the Canadian Ice House at 6:30 for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show alongside Hernan Salas, or tune in only on EST. And from Ottawa, the Sens trail 1-0 to the Leafs entering the second frame of Game 6. Toronto leading 3-2 in the series. Elsewhere, Shea Theodore has the Golden Knights up by 1 over the Wild early in Game 6. Minnesota looking to push a Game 7. In 2 games, the NBA slate, Knicks and Pistons are underway nearing the end of the first quarter. New York is up 28-19, looking to take the series in 6 games before Denver clashes with LA, the Clippers, with their back up against the wall entering Game 6. Baseball has tons of action. Toronto and Boston battle. They're runless in the bottom of the 4th inning. Anthony Santander is at bat for the Jays. Tanner Hoke throwing for the Sox. Meanwhile, the Phillies hold the Nationals 1-0 in the 6th. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. The extended version of the Reid Wilkins Show carries on.
Step inside Rogers Place. Play La Bamba, baby.
Yeah, yeah.
Play La Bamba, baby.
But we're a dangerous team when we're rolling, and we're healthy, and we are healthy.
Cup is on the line, baby, come and get it done. 16 wins, yeah, they're going on a run. Looking to advance, going deep in the dance. Hop on the bandwagon, let's hear the fans. The fans.
Special place to play, honestly. So much history, these fans. It's great to hear their sport.
Wrestling in the dazzling every single night. Clubs coming up, baby, gonna be a fight. 6 games, 5 games, how about a sweep? Ticket prices, yeah, they're gonna be steep, yeah. Yeah! Come on! It's the playoffs! Crank it up! It's the playoffs! Take the cup! Let's go win the Stanley! Ooh, gotta get the cup! Let's go win the Stanley! Come on, lift it up! Let's go win the Stanley! Waited long enough, it's time, no more wait for the oil, it's the fate, yeah. Hey, hey, listen, first gear, second gear, third gear, go. McDavid 97, he's a one-man show. Draisaitl, Iverson, gotta love the nude. Bruce Skinner and Picks need to be huge. Be huge. Be huge. They gotta squeeze a little, squeeze a little, squeeze a little more. Get the bottom 6 to find a way to score. One time, overtime, gotta find a way. Jam-packed moss pit going insane. Yeah. Yeah. Cheer a little more. It's a playoffs. Let's go win the Stanley. Gotta get the cup. Let's go win the Stanley. Come on, lift it up. Let's go win the Stanley. Waited long enough.
Yeah. Oh, that's catchy. Let's go win the Stanley. Our playoff song here on Edmonton Sports Talk. And the Oilers 1 win away from giving us at least another round of playing that. 8:20 puck drop tonight at Rogers Place as the Oilers try to finish off the Los Angeles Kings. The Leafs are trying to finish off the Ottawa Senators. Toronto has scored in the first minute of the second period to go up 2-0 in Game 6. We have that on the ESTV here in the studio at the Edmonton Sports Talk Global HQ. Calvin Pickard, of course, in goal tonight for your Edmonton Oilers, talking about momentum in the series.
I feel like it's on our side right now, but it can change quickly. We can't let our foot off the gas. Start tonight's huge for sure. We want to get off to a good start. Like we did last game. We didn't score, but we played really well in the first period and definitely want to get behind our fans here, have our fans there for us and build off that.
Well, no doubt the fans are there for the Oilers. You know what it's like around the city, around oil country, and that could be anywhere around the world. I mean, we get messages from fans in other countries, other parts of Canada all the time. And Chris Knobblock today was asked about that fan support and just the vibe in the city during the postseason.
I love it. Just you asked me that question, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about what's going on around town and the atmosphere around the rink, and even my drive to the rink and seeing all the Oilers signage up, whether it's on cars or on businesses or houses. And went for a walk our last game before Game 4, and I saw several schools out in a path going on a nature walk, whatever, and I saw a bunch of students wearing and teachers wearing Oiler jerseys, and saw a bus driver wearing an Oiler jersey. It's just seeing the excitement in around the city is tremendous. And then it just ramps up when you get into the building before the games. And I definitely appreciate it. I know the players have appreciated it. It's exciting. I think of all the highlights of our run last year, and everything that comes to my mind is just how much of the fans were involved. So we hope that we can have as many games as possible, because I certainly banking a lot of good memories from just that fan experience.
I've been commenting. I love the Welcome to the Jungle pump-up video, hype video, whatever it's called, the video that they play before they skate out to Enter Sandman, which has been their skate-out song for a few years now. And what I like that they do is they play Welcome to the Jungle, like an edited version. It's not quite the full song, but you get Welcome to the Jungle. And then they just have no music for a while, and they just are flashing Oilers logos all over the arena, and people just fill in that gap themselves by screaming, "Let's go Oilers." I think there might be sort of some music underneath, and then it just bleeds into the intro for Enter Sandman, and out they come. And the Oilers, like Mariano Rivera, who came into the song Enter Sandman, will be trying to be closers tonight against the Los Angeles Kings. How much are they showing on TV of the pregame presentation for Oilers home games?
Yeah, right about that Enter Sandman, Oilers coming down the tunnel. That's about it. They don't show any of the Welcome to the Jungle, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But as they're coming out onto the ice and Enter Sandman's playing, that's when it kicks in on the broadcast there.
Yeah, and they do. I mean, you watch the video to Welcome to the Jungle, and I don't recognize every highlight, and it's pretty quick editing. But you recognize, that was a goal from the regular season. And I think they have Cory Perry, who was at Besser. He held the stick up to his face last year in the playoffs. I think that's in there. But I noticed in the first two games, I think they edited in McDavid celebrating the tying goal in Game 1, which I know the Oilers didn't win. I wonder if the Janmark celebration from the last game is going to be cut in. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I'm not trying to tease anything.
Good call.
But that was... And Janmark tends to score. And people, he doesn't score that often, Reid. Yeah, but I've studied his habits, everybody. This is the Yanmark in the wild. Notice his preening when he successfully puts the puck behind the other team's goalkeeper. So, but he got down there and he was really, pumping his fist and shaking. So they have a lot of fun shots in that. But as much as I've always been a guy, like one of my best rants ever on Inside Sports a few years ago was I just went on a rant about how stupid the Super Dogs were at halftime of an Esks game. Because I'm like, they're not that super. They were making mistakes. Like I can throw my dog and he cannot. I can throw a ball and get my dog not to retrieve it. They're not super. They're average dogs. So usually, I don't care too much about halftime shows, but I don't know. For some reason, these playoff pregame hype videos and seeing how the fans get into it in the arena. And wasn't that a great line from Trent Frederick after Game 3? I think the day after Game 3, saying it's like hockey heaven.
Yes.
Coming out. Like, can you, and I'm not saying that, big pregame presentations are unique to Rogers Place. But I do think the Oilers are pretty damn good at it. And I do think the Oilers fans are pretty damn good at the pregame noise and the Let's Go Oilers chant and making the players feel special when they come out on the ice. Like, can you imagine? Like, I think, was it Mike Smith or Evander Kane a few years ago said, like, you feel like you're a warrior going to battle. Like, you're still waiting for the doors to the dressing room to open and you can hear Let's Go Oilers and people cheering. And then you walk down that tunnel and you go out. That's got to be a pretty cool feeling. So I got a good feeling about the Oilers tonight. I think they're going to play with a lot of energy, but I think they're also going to play with... I hope you understand what this means. I think they're going to play with a lot of energy, but I also think they're going to play with a lot of patience. I think you can do both. You can be energetic, you can be focused, but you can also be responsible and not get frustrated. Hey, we created, like last game, we created a lot of chances, we didn't score. Oh, LA scored first. We're good. We're good. Keep going. Keep pounding away. I think we're going to see that Oilers team tonight.
LA scored first. Hey, Reid? Going against Jay's play of the day.
That was last game.
You know what I did during the break? I took my $50 free bet from using the promo code YAG50, and I went and I'm riding with Dusty. I'm riding with Dusty on Zach Hyman to score a goal, and that is at plus 203.
Okay.
So your $50 free bet would turn into $101.50.
Oh, really? That's pretty good.
Wow. Reid, we still don't have a winner.
Are you serious?
I'm not kidding.
Okay. So the clues are for the Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game: Bears, Falcons, Green, Millbury, Ranford, and early 90s.
Early 90s Oiler.
Early 90s Oiler. I will say Green and Millbury refer to coaches. Okay? Maybe
you're not going to give out another clue.
No, I'll just clarify those two clues. Green and Millbury refer to coaches.
We might have to go with rhymes with soon here.
We might have to go to rhymes with soon.
Do you want to go on the first name?
This is a bit of a more obscure player, but we've given obscure players before.
Yes.
And people are so good at figuring it out. And again, this guy played for the Edmonton Oilers.
Do you want to go first name rhymes with?
Nope, not yet. Because what did I just say? That Green and Millbury refer to coaches of teams that he was on.
Okay.
So that should narrow it down. Bears, Falcons, Green, Millbury, Ranford, and early 90s Oilers. So let's think about what we've done here. We know that Bears and Falcons are not the NFL teams. We know that Bears is not Golden Bears, because I've already said this person was an early 90s Oiler, and I'm not fooling you that he was a Houston Oiler. He was an Edmonton Oiler. Okay? So we know that there are not teams in the NHL called Bears and Falcons. Okay? So that means you may have to think about other leagues. I've told you that Green and Millbury were his coaches and that he played in the early 90s. So that should give you an idea of another team he was on besides the Oilers. And then I've given the name Ranford as another clue. So this should be narrowed down. I can even tell you this. This person was an Edmonton Oiler and a Cape Breton Oiler in the early 90s. We got to have it.
No.
Or who are people guessing? Let's start giving wrong answers.
Jason Strudwick.
Wrong.
Eric Brewer.
Wrong.
Craig McTavish.
Wrong.
Vladimir Ruzicka.
Wrong.
Travis Hansen.
Wrong.
Sean Brown.
Wrong.
Marty McSorley.
Wrong.
Tim Green.
Wrong.
Randy Gregg.
Wrong. He was one once, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Back in the day. Okay.
Marchment. Brian Marchment.
Wrong. Oh, Ottawa's on the board. Kachuk. 2-1 Leafs. What are we? About 7.5 minutes into the second period. All right. Another clue is tug nut. Another clue is tug nut.
Clue number 6 is tug nut.
Yeah, 7 by now.
This is number 7.
Yeah. And clue number 8 is ing, I-N-G, with a capital I. So actually, the only clues you really need now are Ranford, Tugnut, and ing. Fill in the blank.
This is it, right?
Yes. Let me. Yes. It's this guy. Here. Have you heard of him?
No.
Okay. No problem, Coop.
It's not Chris Joseph.
It's not Chris Joseph. He was a guest earlier on the show. He's not the Hudson's Canada's Pub mystery athlete of the game.
It's not Norm McIver.
It is not Norm McIver. People are putting it in the nasty chat now. If you're right in the nasty chat, you can't win. But nobody has been. So much for that. Leon Draisaitl on being nominated for the Hart Trophy.
It's an honor, obviously. There's tremendous amount of great players that have been part of that and have won it in the past. So obviously proud to be in that conversation with some pretty amazing players. So I'm happy about it.
Do we have a winner now? In the 20 seconds it took to play that clip.
No.
Do we have any more wrong guesses?
Sean Van Allen?
No. They're not even. People aren't even guessing the right position. So again, Ranford, Tugnut, ing. Fill in the blank.
I don't get the ing.
Well, apparently you're not alone. We got it. We got it. Finally. Oh my God. Who got it?
VR Montenegro.
VR Montenegro finishes it off. All right. Here we go. Bears. This person played for the Hershey Bears in 93-94 in the AHL. Falcons. This guy played for the Detroit Falcons in the Colonial Hockey League in 94-95. Green. Ted Green was this person's coach with the 91-92 Oilers. Milbury. Mike Milbury was this person's coach with the Boston Bruins in 90-91. Ranford. Ranford was one of his fellow goalkeepers on the 91-92 Oilers. Then, as an extra clue, we gave early 90s Oiler, and then we gave Tugnut as a clue. Ron Tugnut was another goalie on this team. Peter Ing was another goalie on this team. So the Oilers used 4 goalies this year. This gentleman played 10 games and went 5-3 with an .891 save percentage and a 2.73 goals against average. Of course, it's Norm Foster.
Of course.
How did people forget about Norm Foster?
How could you?
I don't know, but it is Norm Foster.
Speaking of VR Montenegro, he sent in a limerick from Virtual Ranger Montenegro. Game 6 tonight. Oilers, please bring it to an end. A nerdy message of luck I wish to send. Just like D&D, crit 'em with a 20. Kings sliced and diced into pieces. Juliend. Not bad.
Oh, Juliend. That's pretty good.
And had another one come in from Jeff in YYZ. Barbecue weather's so nice. Will the Kings end up paying the price? With burgers and beer, fans give a huge cheer. Oilers win once more than thrice.
Oh, very good.
Very good. Very good.
Going
Cheeky.
for the 4th victory once more than thrice. We need 17 thumbs to get to 255 for the show. Pretty good thumb day. Pretty good audience as we're getting ready for what we hope Oilers fans do anyway. is the final game of the opening round. The Oilers once down 2-0 in this series, now trying to win it in 6. Jake Walman has been having a good series. Jay told you earlier, Walman leads the NHL playoffs in plus minus at +8. I know that's not the be-all and end-all stat, but +8 pretty good for 5 games. Knobblock on what impresses him about Walman.
How well he's been skating. Whether that's on the offensive zone blue line, finding a lane to get a puck through. There was several times in the last game where he had a puck in the corner and he's been able to use his legs to get that puck out of trouble rather than just rimming it around the boards or whatever it is. I think, and then also defensively, being able to close and being quick. And that all starts with him skating. I think he's a very smart hockey player that has got some offensive flair. I just think, overall, he's been playing really well. And again, we talk about those players coming back from injury, and you're not sure exactly what they're going to give you. But he's another guy that's been able to find his game very quickly.
All right. Yeah, I think Walman's looked better as the series has gone on. And Jay, I think we got to touch on it. What a boost Klingberg has been.
Woo! Yeah. Pleasant surprise.
Yes.
Much needed surprise. Right?
Because Josh Brown played the first game. Klingberg played the second game.
Yeah.
And was pretty good. But I think maybe we were still wondering, well, if Stetcher's healthy, does he still come in? And does he take out Klingberg? Does he take out Emberson? Now, and Stetcher is healthy, I don't think they're going to change the lineup. You're not taking Klingberg out right now.
Well, his offensive capabilities have directly led to 2 goals. He had that, slap pass to Leon Draisaitl in game 2.
Yep.
He had that nice feed off the wall to Vander Kane that led to a goal in game 4. How could you take him out? Or sorry, game 5.
Yeah. Well, no, we don't think Ekholm's going to be healthy anytime soon if the Oilers advance. But you'd take Emberson out, right? Now you're looking at, okay, this is getting way ahead of ourselves. Can you imagine rolling with Emberson? Pardon me. Imagine rolling with Ekholm, Bouchard, Kulak, Klingberg, and
Nurse. Where's Nurse?
Nurse, and I'm still missing somebody.
Walman.
Nurse and Walman. Yeah.
That'd be great.
That all of a sudden looks pretty good. And then you're still probably moving the pairings around as needed. Now, we don't know if Ekholm's going to be back. We still don't know if the Oilers are going to advance, but they have the chance to do it tonight. Ottawa trailing Toronto 2-1, 8:47 left in the second period. Leafs trying to win that series in 6. Ottawa hoping to force Game 7 after once being down 3-0. We've been discussing a lot of the little details about the series and tendencies and things that we notice, and that, okay, what are players have in the back of their mind? I think one thing the Oilers should have in the forefront of their mind is, as good as Kemper was in the last game, he's left a lot of pucks lying around in front.
Yep.
He does not. He doesn't catch well, quite frankly, or at least he hasn't in this series.
That's a good point. Yep.
And I think even the last game, the Kane goal, he dropped a puck at some point in that, and the Oilers kept it around the net.
And they could have, they could have scored on 1 or 2 or 3 of those chances, but the recovery was good.
Yeah.
The cheating was good with Byfield. That helped.
Yeah.
So yeah, that game could have been a bigger discrepancy than it was. Minnesota has tied it up with Vegas. They are in the first intermission. Little out of town scoreboard watching. 1-1.
And Vegas up 3-2. That game's in Minnesota. Keep clicking the thumbs up on YouTube. We are 9 away from getting to 255, which would be a pretty nice goal. Riding the pine, since you can see Tommy in the background on Draisaitl's pregame scrum. LOL. Yes.
That happens.
Tommy was there. That happened to me after game 3. I was right over Draisaitl's and Kane's left shoulder. Not a good spot in the scrum. I will definitely.
But that seemed to be your spot.
I definitely don't want to be on camera. Well, I guess a lot of people have seen what I look like now. Yeah, whatever.
Things happen.
I'm a funny looking guy.
I texted you a picture of seeing you on. In the
you
background.
And many other people did.
Did they?
Yes.
What do they say?
Just said, "Look who it is," or just sent the picture. I mean, I don't know. Just weird. I mean, people know what I do. My friends know. The other broadcasters.
You know what's so funny though, Reid, is I sit across the table from you every weekday, and I'm usually here with you for 7 hours, maybe even 8 hours a day.
Yes.
But when I see you on TV, I still get giddy like, oh, there's Reid!
Yeah, I know. It's weird.
That's weird.
Like, you know what I do. Chad, thanks for that comment in the nasty chat.
Well, hang on.
Appreciate it.
Chad Mark says, still can't believe EST secured Wilkins. What a get. Beauty. Chad, you're 100% correct. I still can't believe that. And I hit the jackpot getting to sit next to this fella every day. So,
and all my injuries.
Well, it's a good thing, Reid. It's a good thing you went in and got that addressed.
Actually, it is.
Right?
Because it could have been worse.
Could have been way worse. Just think, you can still walk to Rogers.
True. All right. 4 thumbs to get to 255. But as always, good participation with the thumbs. I know you guys are excited, probably a little nervous about the Oilers trying to finish off the LA Kings tonight, who are a very good team. I do think the Oilers are going to get the best version of the Kings. But after seeing the last couple of games, I think the best version of the Oilers can beat the best version of the Kings. It's going to be a good one tonight at Rogers Place. Okay, we're wrapping it up. Keep the stream going, though. Tom's going to check in from the Ice House. Hernan's going to be on. I'm going to get there for 7:15 to do a hit. And then we're on after the game as well with Tom leading the way to see if the Oilers
we got to 255.
Finish it off. We did it. Okay, perfect. On behalf of the Cube and the Glue Guy, I'm Reid. GCL Oil Stream pregame show is next. Enjoy the game.